and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
It is a Tuesday, October 14th. It is Double Impact. I'm your host, Gabe. Jericho Green will join us in a little bit. He's not here quite yet, but it's the spooky season. I couldn't do the show last week. It was wrapping up all the shipping out of EMPYREAN, Earth Illuminated. We finished that last Tuesday. Victorious. You guys are victorious. You backed me. We got a lot of books sold. We got them packed and shipped on time. What a concept. Doing what you said you'd do for your backers and your customers. Pretty dang awesome. So if you haven't ordered it yet, we still have some in stock. If you order it, ships now, and the people that got it love it. Just go look at Twitter. I've been getting emails, tweets, things like that. People tell me how much they love this book. Anyone in the audience who's got it, tell everyone else to go and get it. They're going to absolutely love this. It's a great sci-fi adventure with great lessons, but it's entertainment. Most of all, it's entertaining, but it's got great morals, and it's safe to hand to kids and grandkids. It's not for kids. It's fully complex and entertaining for adults, but it's safe to hand for kids and then raise them on great stories. Of course, we still have Dean Cain All-American Lawman in stock. Not this one. This cover sold out, and a few of the other ones sold out. Go and get those now. In stock, ships fast. And, of course, The Unstoppable Tyrus. I'm halfway through the second volume script. The first volume of The Unstoppable Tyrus is complete art-wise, except the colors are not done. I have someone coloring that for me, and it looks amazing. I will show that to you guys. And but I'm halfway through more or less the second one, so we're getting ahead. Dean Cain All-American Lawman Volume 2, that's about halfway drawn, a little less than halfway drawn. So we're moving ahead. 2026, I want to release more books. In 2025, I released one book. 2024, one book. I don't like that. I want to release multiple books, so I'm doing them a little shorter. I said 64 pages. The next Tyrus is going to be like 75. Dean Cain, I think, is like 69. But I start with 64, and then I go from there to see how much more I need to give you guys a full story. I want to give every story I do, everything I publish, I want it to have a beginning, middle, and end. I want you guys to love it and be entertained. But I'm going to do shorter volumes to get them out faster. I don't want to do one book a year, 2 books a year. I want to do like 4, one every quarter. So that's what I'm aiming for. Tonight's show is going to be awesome. Yeah, Tony, you're going to love it. It's better than the first one. And the first one was fantastic. By the way, that's Tony. Longtime fan around here from Down Under. She's from Australia, one of Dean's biggest fans. And the second Dean Cain is shaping up. And as soon as I finish, I'm busy. Shipped out all the EMPYREAN, shipped those international, domestic, t-shirts, posters, everything shipped. It's awesome. It took us about 3 weeks to get it all out, but we got it out like we promised because we always deliver. Then I had to do the lettering on the Unstoppable Tyrus. That means the word balloons. So I did the word balloons. That took about 3 weeks while the shipping was going on. Both those things were happening at the same time, the shipping of Empyrean. So I finished the lettering on Tyrus. My colorists are coloring Tyrus Volume 1. They'll be done Thanksgiving, I think. That goes on sale in January, by the way, the crowdfund for Tyrus. And then I'm writing the second Tyrus, which I have to start drawing in like 2 or 3 weeks. And as soon as I finish writing the second Tyrus, I'll start writing like the third Dean Cain volume, because we already know. I'm not going to drop the name for that one yet. The name for that one, we're coming full circle, and we're cashing in on the promise of the premise for Dean Cain. We're cashing in on that in the third one. The second one is exotic in Hong Kong. You're going to absolutely love it. So I'm having a blast over here. I think for 2026, what I'm going to focus on is doing shorter volumes of Tyrus and Dean Cain back and forth. My goal is to do one every quarter. So we'll have Tyrus in January, then we would do the Dean Cain thing in the spring. I think we do another Tyrus in the summer, then we do another Dean Cain in the fall. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. But that's what I wanted. That's what I want to focus on. I think I got too many ideas when I started Big Man Comics. I was like, oh, I'll do sci-fi, Western, mystery, horror. Like, wait a minute. It's just me and one other guy drawing these books. And, it's a handful of color guys. I do all the writing and lettering. So I said, let me focus more and do some shorter books, more frequent content. People are going to love it. So I'm excited. I'm very proud of the team here, Big Man Comics, that we got out those books like we promised. We started in July, and we said we would run 60 days until September 22nd. And then we immediately began shipping out right after that. So congratulations to you guys for backing a trustworthy person like me. Who is here in the chat? Well, think about what you think about is here. Michael Coulter is here. Ram Dog is here. None the Miser is always here. He says Gordon Shumway. Right. Tonight's poll, the poll of polls, the poll I usually checked once and then I don't check again. That is best 80s alien is what I put up there. And then I went and I should switch accounts and go vote for it. Let me see. I got to go look at my channel, bring up the poll so I can throw it on the screen for you guys. So I threw in iconic 80s aliens. Guys, hit the like and hit the share. We need to get more people in. I know I need to be more consistent doing the show, but, I wear a lot of hats. I got this blue hat on right now, but you know what I mean. I wear a lot of hats as the big dog, as the big man at Big Man Comics. I wear a lot of hats, getting a lot of things done. So let me pop out the chat here. Hold on. Pop out chat. Throw that over here. We'll all take a look at the poll of polls. And yeah, I shaved my beard. I've noticed for the last 3 years, I shaved my beard in October, kind of like a reset. Just shave all the hair and then just start over. I can't wait for it to come back. I don't like not having a beard. I've had a beard for like 10, 12 years. But for some reason, like the last 2, 3 years, I've shaved my beard in October. It's a quinky dink. I get like this itch, this hankering to shave it. I'm not sure why. Share screen, entire screen. Here's the poll of polls. Let's see how we're doing on that poll. Let me blow it up here. The poll is best 80s alien. Xenomorph. That is the alien with the second mouth that comes out from the movie Alien. Aliens, Alien 3, Alien 4, whatever it is. Aliens versus Predator, like Reloaded, Aliens versus Predator, Nacho Doritos, Tacos Locos. They made a lot of these movies and they shouldn't have. These are not good movies. The original Alien from 1979. Aliens from 1986. Predator from 1987. What the hell was going on in the 80s, by the way? You know what was going on in the 80s? We had perfected the state of the art as far as acting, special effects, script writing, and everything we needed. And we didn't have wokeism everywhere. And that's what you get when you have high caliber artists and writers and actors, and you don't put woke shit in it. Then you get 1980 cinema, which is the zenith of cinema. Some people say 90s, and they're wrong. Wokeness started in the 90s. It really started. I mean, wokeness started 100 years ago, but it blossomed and blossomed its horrible, stinking fruit in the 90s. So right here, we have the Xenomorph is leading at 36%. The Predator is at 27%. E.T. coming in last. And Alf, E.T. was the highest grossing movie in the history of the world for many years after it came out. And I saw it in like 5th grade. Mrs. Needleman played it for us. My elementary school was like a donut and then a donut hole. There were like a ring and then a big circle in the middle. So it was like a pie slices of classrooms. And the donut hole in the middle, they could open the wall like a giant metal fabric curtain. It was a heavy duty wall, but you could pull them open and combine 2 classes. And one day, Mrs. Pickford's class, that was my class in 5th grade, and Miss Needleman's class, that was the class to the left, I guess. Well, they opened all that, and we sat there and we watched E.T. the Extraterrestrial on VHS cassette. Now, imagine about 40 kids, 2 classes of about 20 kids. Yes, I went to a good school district where the classes were only like 20 kids. It wasn't like 35 kids. Bunch of kids sitting there in the dark watching a 17-inch CRT monitor. You knew you were in for a good day when you were young, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, when they wheeled in this big, squeaky, rolling shelf with the TV on it. And the TV had like these seat belts over it, these straps to make sure it didn't fall on some kid's head. And the TV, was about 380 pounds. It was the size of, I don't know what, like a cow's torso, this little screen. And, you got 40 kids watching this tiny little ET movie, but it didn't seem small, the TV. And it was actually a big TV for its day. This is 1989. Yeah, I was 89. I was getting out of 5th grade. So, and we sat there and watched ET. And as a 10-year-old, I was horrified that the one brother tells the other brother, Elliot was the brother in ET. He calls him penis breath. That's a lot for 5th grade Gabe. It's a lot. That's a lot for me and my classmates. I don't think they should have played that movie, or they should have bleeped it out or something. That is not cool. I didn't like E.T. I don't like it. I don't think it's interesting. I don't think it's compelling. I did see it when I was 10. So it's been 37 years. I'll give it a rewatch. We'll review it on this channel. Why not? We'll review it on this channel and we'll talk about it. Why not? But since it's the spooky month, we're doing scary movies. So we did Alien. Next week, we're going to do Gremlins, which I pronounce as Gremlins my whole life. And I know it's Gremlins, but that sounds wrong to me because as a little kid, I would say Gremlins. And I think the Gremlins design is so cool. The Mogwai and then the lizard monster Gremlins or whatever. I thought the graphic design or the character design of those are so amazing that I love those as a kid. I wasn't allowed to watch them, but I did sneak off to watch Gremlins 2 one day. I did. I got in big trouble because I got caught. As famously as I always tell you guys, I wasn't allowed to watch anything growing up. My mother was very strict. Movies, music, TV. It's the greatest favor she ever did me. My brain did not get marinated in woke, subversive, anti-American, anti-Christian filth for the first 30 years of my life, when it would have really affected me to watch that stuff growing up. But I couldn't resist how cool. What was his name? The main gremlin bad guy? I want to call him Striper, Shredder. Shredder's from the Ninja Turtle. I want to call him something. Spike. I don't know what the hell his name was. But there was a magazine ad for Gremlins 2 at a Bible study I was going to on Friday nights. Me and my brother would just play in like the rec room at these old people's house. And then my mom and stepdad and all the adults would have a Bible study in the living room. And like the Time or Newsweek magazine had a Gremlins 2 advertisement. And I couldn't get over it. And I had seen Spike or Shredder or Slicer or whatever the hell his name is, the main bad guy Gremlin. I'd seen him before as a kid, like just in media. You see him here and there, posters, magazines, TV commercials. And I was just fascinated by how cool and monstrous he looked. And so one day, the Dustin Hoffman Hook movie, right? It's a Peter Pan movie. That movie was out. And I asked my mom if she would take me and my brother to Mann Theaters in Rancho Bernardo, California, right by our house. So we could, and remember, when I was little in the 80s, you're looking in the newspaper every morning for the theater times. There'd be a square, it would say the theater, and then it would say what movies were playing that day. And it was just bangers in the 80s. There's a time when you could have seen The Lost Boys and Predator and like Alien. I think we were all in the theater at the same time or something like that. And there was just great stuff all the time. And I'll get to the chat here in a minute because I see a lot of comments. But I lied to my mother, sorry, Mom, about going to see Hook. Just say for kids, right? It was a Dustin Hoffman Peter Pan movie. And we went to the theater and then we bought, and we weren't 13, right? I was 10, my brother was 11. So we weren't technically allowed to buy PG-13 tickets, but we did. We bought the Gremlins, and I remember being nervous buying the tickets from the ticket guy, and he just sold it to us anyway. And we watched the Gremlins movie, and it was disgusting and funny and not scary. And there was a scene in Gremlins 2 where, the humans are fighting the Gremlins are attacking everywhere. And a person sticks a gremlin like in a food processor or a garbage disposal or something. And the gremlins are green little goblins. And like guacamole comes out the other side of this thing, basically. This creature, this monster gets demolished. And I remember looking at the guacamole on the screen like, oh, it's so gross. Because I ate a lot of guacamole growing up. My grandparents owned a Mexican restaurant. My mom cooked a lot of Mexican food. And it looked just like the guacamole we made. So I go see this movie, and I'm a good boy. I didn't get in trouble as a little kid. I didn't misbehave. I didn't beat people up. I didn't, steal. I didn't do all kinds of bad stuff as a kid. And this was bad, lying to my mom about the movies. And we get home from the movies. How was the movie? Oh, yeah, it's great. Oh, she picked us up. That's right. Picked us up. How was it? It was great. You know, hopefully she's not going to ask a bunch of questions about Peter Pan and Captain Hook. Although I'd seen the Disney ones, I suppose I could have kept my lie going. I could have built upon my lie with more lies and just made up what the Hook movie was about, hoping my mother would never see it. We get home, doodling around the house. I don't know if it was that night or the next day. My mom's making guacamole in the kitchen. And like a dollop of it ends up on the counter. And I'm just staring at this green glob. And then thinking about, and it's a white counter, of course, that most houses have those. And in the movie, when the gremlin gets ground up in the goo, he's like, his goo is all over like a white counter. I'm just looking at this guacamole. My mom's cooking, and I'm like, you know, The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe, right? The guy murders a guy and he like buries him under the floorboards, and he thinks everybody can hear the heartbeat, but it's just his own guilty conscience. Welcome in, Jericho.
What's up?
Oh, I'm just regaling everyone with the story of how I got caught lying to my mom to see Gremlins 2. It's a great story. I think I told you this story before, but I got them on the edge of their seat, and I need to look at that chat in just a second. But you're doing good? Everything's cool?
Chilling, living La Vida Loca.
All right. Well, I was almost to the end. So anyway, guys, I'm looking at this guacamole, and I'm like, she knows. She knows what I did. She knows I went to go see Gremlins. So, Jericho, I lied to my mom to go see the Hook, the Dustin Hoffman Hook movie with my brother. And when we got to the theater, we bought tickets to go see Gremlins. We watched Gremlins. And in the Gremlins 2, we watched. We were not allowed to watch this stuff. And we lied. And we got tickets and watched it. She picked us up. How was the movie? We're like, is it? And in the movie, one of the Gremlins, they're killing the Gremlins all kinds of ways, the humans. They stick one like in a food processor or a garbage room, and like green goo comes out. Mm-hmm. So like later that day at home, my mom's making guacamole. And she spills some on the counter. And I'm looking at this green goo, and it looks just like the movie. So now I'm like, Telltale Heart. She knows. My mother knows that we lied and went to see this filthy movie that we're not allowed to watch. You know, I'm 10 years old. I'm not allowed to watch this. 10 or 11. I don't know. And I just know she knows. I know she knows. And she doesn't say anything. It's like, oh, well, okay, I got away with it. She comes to me later that night or the next day with my jeans, my pants, and the movie stub, because she does the laundry. She's like, this was in your pocket. You went to see that devil movie. Ah! I'm like, oh, she gave it to me and my brother. So
yeah, she's the primary clothes cleaner in the house. She's gonna find it.
Got caught with the evidence in my pocket. So yeah. Let me address some questions in the chat, and then I'll get to catch up with you. Remdog says, so sad about Drew Struzan. Yeah, that's a big thing for this channel, right? Because Drew Struzan is the poster artist of our lives. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. But I'll bring it up here real quick, and we'll go through these comments very fast. Let me see. Drew Struzan. Okay, I posted. Jericho, who is Drew Struzan? You're going to say you don't know, but you do know, because this is who Drew Struzan is. He passed away.
Oh, I didn't know his work.
That's him. Everyone knows his work. He is, in my opinion, the greatest movie poster artist of all time. Definitely the most recognizable. There's some other guys that I think are just as good, probably, but he's definitely the big dog. He's the Michael Jordan of this. I met him in 2008 or 2010 or something at Comic-Con, and he was very nice. We only spoke, for like 5 minutes or whatever, but he came over to my table at the San Diego Comic-Con. I was at a table where I would autograph and this, that, and the other, and he came over to chat with me. So that was interesting to get to meet him in person. And everyone that does what I do for a living, you're an artist and you draw, you go through your Drew Struzan phase where you're copying his work and you think you're going to be him. You know what I mean? You're like, you really like his work. You're looking at his technique. You're copying his technique. And there's nothing wrong with that. As an artist, your style cannot emerge until you copy everyone you love. That's just how it works. So Drew Struzan, he is a guy that we all emulate as artists. Everyone that does this for a living loves Drew, thinks the best of him and his artwork. I'm looking for the picture right now. And let me see if I can find it, because I have so many thousands of pictures from going to Comic-Con all these years. See if I can find that photo I took with him. I'm not sure what year it is. But everyone that does this for a living, that wants to be an illustrator, you copy his work when you're younger. When you're in college, when you're in high school, you and I don't mean you trace it. You look at it and copy his technique and his concepts and his ideas. So, yeah. So what do you think of Drew Struzan? Did you always know, like, you're not an artist like me, like an illustrator. But didn't you always notice his art, right? Like, oh, that's that guy again. Like you can tell his art when you see it, right?
Yeah, and looking at this poster in particular, as a kid, just looking at those scenes, before you see the movie, just imagining what it's going to be like, what those scenes mean, and how cool they are when they play out in the movie. But like you said, your imagination fills in all the blanks perfectly. It's like you ever see one of those things where they make a table and they're like pour a gel or like
right.
epoxy and it dries clear and it kind of just makes everything into this one shape. That's kind of what your imagination does when you're a kid looking at posters and stuff like that, like thinking, man, this is going to be so awesome. So yeah, I mean, and some of the most iconic movies ever made, that's just what you showed there is a resume that I'm sure most would kill for.
But that's like a thimbleful of what this man has done. You know what I mean? It's that just he's done the most iconic stuff for decades. There is a much younger fat Gabe there. That is me 15 years ago. So I'm 32 years old there and probably about 60 pounds heavier in that photo. Probably clocking in at a nice 320, I think. So,
solid 320.
At a meaty 320.
Yeah, any guy would like to be described as meaty.
He was a delight, and you meet one of your just absolute hero artists, So, yeah, it was great. It was great to have him come up to me and look at my work. Like, what the hell? Like, who am I to Drew Struzan? Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm a big shot now, but I mean, back then I was just a kid, right? Let's see. Michael Coulter says, yo, Gabe, your mom wouldn't let you watch Gremlins. That movie smiled in comparison to the stuff they come out with these days. As for me, my parents didn't have a problem giving me watch it. Well, I will say, not to be a snob, but it can't sound any other way. That's why I'm different, I think. I was not marinated in this stuff like everyone else, basically. My wife, neither. She didn't get to watch any of this, listen to that music, watch the TV. We were raised like, in isolation from pop culture. It's a wonder that I'm an artist for a living because I was raised like not looking at much. I mean, I looked at a ton of art, but it was like there were rules. You know what I mean? You're not looking at worldly weird stuff. So let's see. He says, I liked the Hook movie with Robin Williams. I don't know. Never seen it.
You had your chance.
We need to watch that movie so I can atone for lying to my mother about watching that movie.
No, it's a really good movie.
We need to watch that, and we need to watch E.T. because I hated E.T. when I was 10, and it was like the biggest money-making phenomena ever. So maybe 10-year-old Gabe didn't like it, but maybe 37 years later, I will like it.
No, I didn't like E.T. that much. I'd much rather watch the movie that you were supposed to see, Hook. It's a good movie, especially as a kid. See, it's like one of those movies where, there would be like this huge table full of food. Like as a kid, you're just imagining, these piles of cupcakes and, fucking turkey legs and shit, whatever they have. There's a bunch of scenes like that. So as a kid, that shit was so cool. Kids to be in charge, no grown-ups, no bedtime, no nothing. That's every kid's, their dream, what they, think it's going to be awesome. And then, really as an adult, imagine a world where they were all kids. Like it'd be fucked up.
Yeah. I need to see it then. I mean, yeah, here's the Hook poster, I wonder if
Robin Williams at his best.
Did Drew Struzan do the Gremlins 2 poster and the Hook poster for my crime of lying?
That would be full circle for your life.
That would be amazing. I mean, he's just the best. I noticed him as a kid on Star Wars. Like, of course, because those are the only movies. I mean, Goonies, Star Wars, you name it, he did it. Even those cheesy Star Wars TV movies, all the Harry Potter stuff. I remember asking him, and he got semi-insulted because he's a master. Like the year before I met Drew Struzan, I had worked, the TV show 24 with Kiefer Sutherland.
Mm-hmm.
I got hired by IDW Comic Books and Degree Press Print for Men did a online motion web comic of 24. I was hired to draw all the backgrounds. I did not draw the characters. I just drew the garage and the office and the this and that. And I would look at photo reference from the TV show. They would send me reference and I would draw and color these backgrounds. Someone else in another time and place would draw the characters and they would sort of animate them and have these 24 adventures online. I never even watched it. I never went to the website where they had it. But I remembered the guy that was drawing the characters and the actors because you got to nail the likeness, got fired like halfway through the project. And I know drawing a likeness, I can do it. It takes work though. You got to get being off on a likeness by 5%. is worse than just doing a cartoon version of someone. You might as well just do a Simpsons version of Jericho instead of a Jericho that's 98% or 97% correct is going to look so bad. That's like getting to the 1 yard line and stopping. Believe me, as an illustrator, I'm telling you the truth. And I asked Drew, do you get when you do Harry Potter or whatever these posters and the likeness is just a little off? Do they really complain? The actors, do they get mad and pompous? Because I remember someone told me the people at 24, I don't know if it was the actor, the writers, producers, they didn't like how Kiefer Sutherland and the people looked, and that's why they fired the guy and hired someone else. And when I asked Drew if he had difficulty when they maybe didn't like the actors' likeness, he says, I don't get the likenesses wrong. And he wasn't being a dick. I was being a shithead. I was like, dude, this is Drew Struzan. Like, he's not. He's Drew fucking Struzan. He's Michael Jordan. He's Tom Brady. He doesn't fuck up likenesses and have to do it over, dude. He doesn't what are you thinking asking him that? So that was embarrassing. Shouldn't have asked him that, but I was trying to make conversation. I was trying to be in his world, man.
Hey, Michael Jordan. So when you miss a layup, what goes through your head?
Right. Yeah,
I don't fucking miss them.
So yeah, so when your team misses the playoffs, do you just go to Cancun the next day, or what's it like, dude? But he wasn't mean, but he was just confused. I don't mess up the likenesses. You know what? You're right. You don't mess them up.
That's I know what you're talking about.
Effing Struzan. That's why you are the legend.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Sorry about that.
Whoops.
And but no, he was awesome. Pose for a picture. Marty. Come on, Marty McFly. Dolph Lundgren as He-Man. Come on.
That's his crown jewel.
Right. That's it.
Masters of the universe.
Look at this. Okay, open image and new tab. There's a good one. Look at this. Right? I mean, just he's the artist of our lifetime. I mean, this is the story of our movie lives, right? All the movies we ever thought we could love and Bewitched. There's something for everyone with what he's done,
These are, time capsule movies.
Yeah. And
Harry Potter. Imagine all the Harry Potter nerds in the world. That movie was
right. And I have his DVD or whatever. It was I got it 20 years ago on how to draw posters, and he draws the Hellboy poster on the DVD, walks you through it. He's just a master. And in my world, Blade Runner, which flopped at the box office, but is a magnificent movie and has a cult following now. Blade Runner is so good. If you don't like Blade Runner, I don't know what to tell you. It's outstanding. Yeah, a major loss, thoughts and prayers to his family and rest in peace. One of the great legends, the Thing, John Carpenter's Thing. Come on. We all look at this iconic Indiana Jones, right? So I'll geek out on this forever if you guys let me. I remember he did the Crocodile Hunter.
Adventures in Babysitting, dude. That movie was hilarious.
How embarrassing. I meet this guy after loving him for 20-something years, 30 years. Hey, man, what's it like when you mess up one of the faces? Do they complain or what? Can you believe that? Oh.
No, I can't. But you had to live it, man. You had to live it.
I went back in time, and I was standing at the Comic-Con, the older me is looking at me. I just run up and hit him in the mouth. Shut up!
Put your hand over his mouth.
Just thank him for being here and talking to you.
Yeah. Just put your hand over your own mouth and pull you out of there.
Right.
I gotta go.
Blade Runner didn't do well. How old are you? 7 years old? I know you're not old men like me and Joe. Blade Runner was a flopperoo. Nobody went to see that. No, it was no good. Blade Runner, no bueno money wise. It's an outstanding movie. Nobody liked Blade Runner for about 10 years. Then on VHS and all that, people start watching. And go, oh, you know what? This is really good.
Then he had that remake with Ryan Gosling that was 12 hours long, so I didn't watch that shit.
Yeah, that movie was 2 miles of bad road. I don't know what it is digging up the corpse of these movies from 40 years ago and then shitting on the corpse and ruining the legacy of the movie. Why?
It's like having a chef with the best ingredients, one of those warehouses for people, high-end restaurants to come get their ingredients before it opens up to the rest of the public. And I remember seeing one on Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern, and I think it was in France, and there was a super high-end warehouse where these restaurant owners would come, and the fruit and the asparagus and everything was placed, and every strawberry was a beautiful deep red, and every stalk of celery was this deep, beautiful green, and everything was beautiful. And I think that's kind of what, that's like. It's like having a chef with those ingredients, the best of the best farms, the best ingredients, and then you give me like something that looks like you chewed it up already. Like what
Right.
like you have all the technology of today, which it just is supposed to shit on the technology of the 80s or whenever that came out. But and the time, the years, you've got years to study this film and the script and the storyline, and you've probably, as a director, maybe it's a movie that they geeked out on and watched all the time, and not to mention the budget that was probably $100 million. Ryan Gosling, all these A-list actors, you have all these wonderful top of the line ingredients. You're not using vanilla extract, you're using like Madagascar vanilla bean paste. You ain't fucking around. And then you give me this runny shit sandwich that looks like shit on a shingle. Why?
Well, there's a few things going on. Sometimes it's just a bad execution because everyone loses a game eventually, right? No football team really ever goes undefeated. You lose eventually.
But if it's the super team, then they better.
Well, in the modern age, the problem is wokeness. That's it. Because it's like, oh, this is how you write a scene. That's not how woke people write. They go, what is my woke ideology? And then how can I write a scene that way? It's like, oh, here's how you draw a body, a woman's body. No, it's what does my woke ideology say about how I write a woman's body? Here's who would be the hero. Here's who would save who from the burning building, the husband or the wife. Well, no, I'm not going to write it the way that like people would like and make sense. What does my woke ideology tell me to write? Oh, the woman busts through the window and drags the father and the son out. Right, of course, because we know that's what goes on. Right. So that's why comics and video games and movies and TVs are so fucked up for the last few decades, but it's accelerated in Obama's second term when he unleashed wokeness just through him being president. The Smith-Mundt Act, which unleashed the FBI and the CIA to lie to us legally with propaganda, overturning the Smith. And Trump says he wants to reinstate that Smith-Mundt Act. So the government agencies are not allowed to lie to their citizens. Hey, what a concept.
That's totally crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah, that's why modern like the Tron movie just flopped. And it looked really cool a year ago and 6 months ago when I saw the trailers and the graphics and the robots and the interface with the computers and all the red and black, and it looked really cool. Then about a month and a half ago, I started hearing, and there's a badass black chick, and she's after the white man Tron and got shut down.
Dude.
Aries, and it's like, and then there's also another bad bitch, and it's like she's a Chinese lady or Asian lady, and it's like, oh, so we got a bunch of tough women, and then the main bad guy is the white bad guy businessman, and then okay, here we go.
The patriarchy.
So instead of how do I write correctly, it's how do I write and insert my woke ideology? How do I draw but make it woke? How do everything? That's how it always works. That's why they suck at what they do. That's why nobody buys it. That's why nobody likes it, dude.
It sucks bad. I always think of one of the worst executions of wokeness and ruining something from the past, ruining something from our childhood, meaning those of us who, the 80s. I would say the 80s and maybe 1990. But no, 1990s pushing it. That's 10 years. So no, late 70s. 80s babies. He-Man. That's something I watched as a kid. I had the toys. I forgave Dolph Lundgren for making Masters of the Universe.
Right.
And what was her name? Rachel or Jennifer Aniston was in that one.
Yeah.
But it was an atrocity. But like I said, I've worked through it. I forgave him. But they made an animated series on Netflix a few years ago. And the trailer looked awesome. The artwork was awesome. Superman. He-Man was huge, big, giant muscles, like bigger than he looked in the show from the 80s that I grew up watching. And so he looked awesome. And the muscles and the Battle Cat, Skeletor, he was ripped too. Everybody, it was like an upgrade. Like it was finally a great upgrade. And then they kill He-Man. Number one, what a crazy concept to kill He-Man. But they kill him in the first episode.
Right. And then the two badass chicks take over. And the whole story is how they're mad at their dad and He-Man.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
like,
them
listen,
walking through different landscapes, trying to save or do whatever, bitching about all the men. And it was 3 women, and they all had my dad, this guy. They all had somebody to bitch about. And I'm like, how the fuck are you going to kill He-Man #1? And in the first episode, so now we know he's not going to be in any of the episodes except in a flashback. And these 3 bitches are supposed to fill that void and give us an action series.
I mean, again, when you shove your ideology in a way that contradicts sound artistic principles, you will make bad art. Here's a great example. You're going to love this. You're actually going to fucking hate this. Daniel Warren Johnson is an award-winning comic book artist and writer. And I think he's slated to start writing Batman very soon. He's taking over writing that book. And he pumped this out on the New York Comic Con this weekend. That is Batman breaking the neck of an ICE agent. It was very controversial. A lot of people were like, holy shit, dude, Batman fights criminals. But, you know, he wants to keep his paycheck at Warner Brothers, so he's going to make woke shit. Like, no, this is not official Batman art. This is a sketch that he did for a fan at a convention. And it's legitimate art. As an artist, you're allowed to say and do whatever you want. But you see why this falls flat. Batman killing an officer of the law?
Or killing anyone.
Some other artist just fucking bitch slapped him with their recreation of his drawing, though. Check this out. They said, no, I'll fix it for you. And they did this. Batman killing an Antifa guy. But there's an even better one that's
he's
like
all skinny. He's all frail looking.
But there's one that's like damn heartfelt. I'll show you that one that someone else did that I think is bad. The Antifa one's funny, but hold on, let me find this other one. Hold on. I'll find it. Someone else did a version like kind of like
so skinny,
as the kids call it, clap back. And let me see, is it in here? Hold on. Sorry, guys. I should have. Someone did one that was way better. Oh, here it is. This one.
Oh, nice. Yeah. See, we can all get behind that.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
That's the girl that was murdered on the subway in North Carolina, whatever, on the train, and the guy with the knife. And Batman's that's something Batman would do. Batman wouldn't do this. He wouldn't beat up ICE and kill them. It's illegal to come into this country illegally. That's a redundancy. That's a tautology. And taking illegal immigrants out of our country is not mean. It's not fascistic. It's not authoritarian. It's just the law. Yeah, oh, they need something. Illegal. Okay, well, then can I just come to your house and take whatever I need uninvited? Right. That's not how anything works. Okay. My dad's a legal immigrant. My wife's dad is a legal immigrant. Okay. So get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. So I thought this art was funny to me and how stupid it is. And then I thought this was just like, this is how you win with art. I mean, this is such a bitch slap to that guy. You know, it's like, yeah, you don't know shit about heroes, do you? This is what a hero would do. You know, so yeah, this one makes you sad looking at it. You know, it does, right? Because you wish it could be true. You wish Batman, as silly as it sounds, and I don't mean to be trite or insensitive at all. This is a real human being that really was murdered like an animal by this terrible person. But it, like on an abstract level in your head, you wish it could be true, that there could be maybe not Batman, but someone to just stop this guy, you know?
Yeah.
And there wasn't, you know. If only the law had known about him being violent and dangerous.
Like 14 times.
If only the legal system had known. If only. So yeah, that is the power of art, everybody. And that's why wokeness and remakes and all that suck, because they insert their politics over artistic principles. And art is not in the eye of the beholder, and art is not subjective. Nobody wants to hear this because art makes you feel so much emotion. You don't want to hear what I'm going to say next, but it's 100% true. Art is mathematics. It is definite, it is objective, and it has patterns. That's why it works. You can't walk up to a piano and just start slapping it. You have to have chords, chord progression, tonic, melody, all these things that are mathematic harmonics to make something work. Drawings work the same way. Symmetry, ratios, perspective. Stories work the same way with tension, with buildup, with resolution, with with the character arc. It's science. We like to think that art is artsy and ethereal and it's a mist of glittering magical smoke. No, it's not. It's a math equation, art. And when you do dumb shit like Batman killing ICE agents, you're doing the math wrong. You're saying 2 and 2 is 5 with that drawing. Now, you're free to do it, but you're wrong. That's not, it makes no sense. It makes no sense that Batman would do that. So it's dumb. It's well drawn. He's a great artist, but it's a dumb idea. So
yeah, everybody has the idea that art is just free flowing and it doesn't matter what you put down. It doesn't, like, especially, drawing or painting. It doesn't matter what it is because it's your expression. It's you. It's free. It's flowing. But yeah, you're right. There are rules to everything. There's shading and lighting and all these different things. If you want to convey your picture or your story, it has to adhere to certain rules for our eyes and our mind to take in. Like abstract art, okay, but to be honest, it looks like shit.
This isn't art. Do you know that this was globalist and CIA funded in the 50s and 60s to subvert culture? The powers that be that hate Christians, America, the West, capitalism, the nuclear family, the powers that be that have been against that for well over 100 years, funded people like Jackson Pollock to splatter paint on a canvas like a monkey throwing shit and then tell everyone, oh, it's just too sophisticated for you stupid middle America farmers.
It looks stupid.
This isn't art. I mean, everything is art if you're expressing yourself. This isn't good art. And it's a psyop to destroy truth and beauty. If you can get people to believe anything and just words have no meaning. You ever notice that every conversation with the left is them pretending they don't understand things? Well, what does woke mean, Jericho? Well, what even is a woman? What is communism? What is socialism? I need you to sort your cite your sources. They love, and it's just like arguing with a woman. By the way, the left is a woman and the right is a man. I've realized that the way that leftists think is the way a bitchy woman thinks, where they're just trying to play where it's not what you said, it's how you said it.
Hey, and nobody likes a bitchy woman.
No one. Women don't like
nobody.
Them. No one likes them.
And the number one is what's normal. Well, everybody knows what fucking normal is.
Right.
You know what? Don't act stupid. You know what the fuck normal is.
Right.
Normal is a mom and a dad and, a house or
place
to stay. Whoa. They have jobs, bedtime dinner. You know what the fuck normal is. Right. Like it's just it's up to your own interpretation. No,
it's just like who are you to say? And it's like, no, see, your premise is false. It's not me saying it, it's me observing it.
Yeah, it's all of
I
us
am no one to say the sky is blue. I see it. Yeah. I'm just telling you what's true. I didn't make it blue. It's not my opinion. I am observing something and telling you it's not up to me. It's objective. The sky was blue before I was here, and it will be blue after I'm gone. It has nothing to do with me, the blueness of the sky. So the universe is only objectively true. There's nothing in the universe that, no, everything is a 1 or a 0. Everything down to the quantum, the Planck unit, down to the a boson, a Higgs boson, a quarks, an up quark, a down quark, the smallest molecules, electrons, neutrons, protons, A or B, they do what they're supposed to do always, So that's how our universe works. But people say things are subjective, man. And you know why? Because it's selfishness. I don't want there to be a standard so I can do whatever the fuck I want all the time. Yeah, everyone knows that's what those people are doing.
Mm-hmm. That goes to the same thing that that they say about Black folks, and slavery in this country. It's slavery, man. It's Jim Crow. So that way they don't have to expect anything of you, and you don't have to live up to it. There's nothing to live up to. You're just sharecroppers and people being sprayed with water hoses. So we can't expect greatness out of you because that's not what you came from. So just be a piece of shit, and it's okay.
Well, to honor your ancestors, Jericho, that may have had to put up with some prejudice, you should leave your wife and kids now, quit your job, and commit crime and take drugs.
Yeah.
You should let something that happened to people, ancestors you have that you don't even know their names, you should let whatever happened to them dictate your life now. Scott Adams, creator of Dilbert, one of the most amazing political minds, amazing philosopher, he said to quit having anxiety. Well, one thing, he didn't say this, other people said, to quit having anxiety, act. Action erases anxiety. Thinking increases it. But Scott Adams says to get rid of your anxiety about the past and the future, realize they're not real. The past is a thing that happened. It's not here anymore. You're not that person anymore. Most of the cells in your body have been replaced. The Earth is in a different spot in the universe, flying through the universe around the sun, around the Milky Way. You're not, and worrying about the future. The future doesn't exist either. The present is right here. So the slavery or whatever someone did to some Mexican ancestor of mine, hey, that sucks. It's gone. I'm supposed to quit my life now because something happened 300 years ago to Mr. Duran, some Spaniard Mexican guy that was here, my ancestor. I'm supposed to, what am I supposed to do about that? I'm supposed to like hate white people? Like this is it's so dumb. It's embarrassing.
But they live in it. They live in it. It's their lifeblood.
Well, it's easy to say, if you miss your golf swing or you strike out in baseball, oh, my hands were sweaty. Or it was the sun got in my eyes. It's always, if you don't achieve anything, you fail, you this and that, and you have too much pride and ego and narcissism, it's just, let's blame something else. And that's not masculine. That's not masculine. Father teaches you, it's you, Jericho. You can control you. And anything you can't control, don't worry about it. You can't control it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But what you can control, you damn better control it, So I don't know.
Yeah, my son's coach, if a kid shows up late and they're moving slow, getting their gear on, you're like, hey, you can't control when you get here because you don't drive, but you can control how fast you move when you do get here.
Right.
So let's go.
I remember our coach, the practice field had like a curb before you got to the grass, and the coach painted it blue, the curb, because we were blue, our team. And if you were ever walking when you're on the other side of the blue line, push-ups, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So even between drills or going to get water, you had to run. You had to run the entire time you were at practice, unless you were standing. You're standing to go, like it's not your turn to practice or whatever. You're standing on the sideline, or you're in a short little meeting on the field. But if you were moving, you were running, and that was it.
Yep.
So yeah, and here's some more unsolicited advice that you all need, that I need every day. You cannot control the outcomes in your life. You can't. Nobody can at all. You can control your effort. I can make comics. I can do this. I can do that. And maybe my comic books will sell. Maybe they won't sell. I can only control how well I make them, and then you sell them and ship them out. And that's it. And maybe people will like it. Maybe not many people will like it. Maybe millions will like it. I can't control that. I just can control my effort and what my part is. A saying, if you ask my wife or my kids, anyone that knows me, a saying that I always say, might as well be my slogan, is, what is my part in this? If I have a problem with someone, we're arguing, we're not getting along, what is my part in the argument? Because I can't stop them. I can't change their mind. I can't make them do something. So do I need to continue to debate, negotiate? Do I need to get away from them and never talk to them anymore? But what is my responsibility in this? Yes, maybe someone did something to me and it's their fault. That doesn't matter. I can't control them. I can control me. Right? So this leftist mindset of just the victimhood and it's everybody else, you can do it. You're never going to get anywhere. It's just going to hurt you. So there you go.
You can do it, bro.
Yeah. It's the system, man.
Man, you need to put like 5 A's in there.
Man. So, guys, I said at the top of the show, just if you were in here at the time, we didn't have the show last week because I was kind of celebrating and kind of burned out because I had spent about the better part of 3 weeks writing furiously all the dialogue for the Tire script, and then Big Man Comics was shipping out all the orders of EMPYREAN, which we successfully shipped out. If you do not have this, I have extras. You order it right now. I will probably pack it and ship it to you tomorrow. Order it now. Go look online. People love this book. I've gotten emails. Jericho read it months ago. He said he loved it. His kid wanted to go to bed early to read it instead of staying up to watch TV.
That's right.
It's
enough said.
Really, really good. And it's not for little kids. It's safe for kids to read, inspiring for kids. It's for adults. This is a good movie from the 80s. That's what this is. It's a good movie that you can feel safe letting your kids sit on the couch with you to watch. That's how I make my books. We also have this coming. All the artwork is done. The colors are not quite done. Maybe by Thanksgiving, the colors will be done. The lettering is done. That means the word balloons. I did that. And I'm in the middle of the script for the second volume. And the second volume of Dean Cain is about halfway drawn. And we have those in stock still. So go to bigmancomics.com. You can order Dean Cain. I will ship that out. These are very limited. This cover I'm holding in my hands, you can no longer get this. I have just a handful of copies and they're mine. I'm keeping them. So this is sold out on the website. I think we have 1 or 2 different covers left. We had originally like 6 covers. I think we only have 1 or 2 styles left, and we're sold out of a lot of stuff. So go to Big Man Comics. They make great Christmas gifts. You, your kids, everybody you know, your grandkids, your nephews, your cousins. You need great entertainment that's going to entertain the hell out of you, but also not warp your mind with disgusting filth in it. That's what I have for you, Big Man Comics. Get it right now. I need your support. I love what I'm doing, and you guys will be more entertained than anything you've seen or watched or read in a long time. I'm good at what I do because I love what I do, and I'm very sincere about it. And I loved this movie in a way I didn't think I would. What did you think? You had never seen this. I had never seen this, but I knew the entire story because I've seen like every other Aliens movie. The crappy Predator Aliens movie is so bad.
Ugh.
Aliens 2 is really good. Alien,
Ugh.
the first one, Alien, love. Aliens, the second one from 1986, love that movie. I saw it when I was
Aliens.
Aliens. So it's Alien and Aliens. Those are great. Everything else is meh. Aliens 3 is pretty cool, but it's and then Predator 87, and then that's it. All the other Predators and Prey and Aliens versus Predator, Aliens, Predator, Cream, Aliens, Predator, Reloaded. I said earlier, Aliens, Predator, Doritos, Locos, Nacho. There's so many Aliens, Predator, and they suck. But this one I loved. What did you think?
This one was awesome. All the other ones. I think it came out in 97.
79.
No, it was Alien Resurrection. I think it was.
Oh,
called.
I thought you meant this one.
No, it was. I think it came out in 97. I think it had Charles S. Dutton in it. That one was. I seem to remember that was because I was about 16 or 17. I think that one was okay, but yeah, if we're talking the best ones, I think the first and the second, awesome. This movie was great. The actors, the lineup, the cast was amazing. And I was looking at it, Michael Biehn's in it. And I was thinking, man, that dude had a run. You know, he had Terminator in 84. He had this in 86. He had was it Navy SEAL in 89, Tombstone in 93,
The
Rock in 96.
Yeah.
Dude, The Rock in 96.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, Michael Biehn. That's a nice dude. That's a nice little resume right there. That's like going to 3 or 4 NFL teams and getting like a couple Super Bowl rings and going to the NFC Championship like every year. That's a damn good resume. Those are iconic in the fucking time capsule level movies. I mean, amazing.
No,
that's just one dude.
Yeah, Michael Biehn. And I met him at Comic-Con, remember? And he couldn't have been nicer. He could not have been nicer. He was a great dude. And he signed that photo of Johnny Ringo that I have on my wall. I got my Steven Seagal, Bolo Young, Jackie Chan, and Michael Biehn. That's my wall of fame behind me. So there you go.
Pretty good.
In my office. But Captain Haruno says, and I can relate to this, I never had the guts to watch Aliens because it messed me up clips as a kid. Alien out of context is pretty scary. If you watch the movie, it is not scary. I never saw Alien, this first one from 79, and I heard it was a horror movie in space. I watched it last week. I'm like, that was not scary at all. It was awesome. It was thrilling. It had 3 jump scares, but that's not scary. And I don't jump at jump scares. Like if I'm walking down the street with my wife and like, boom, like a car backfires, I don't twitch. I don't move. I got that thing. I guess it's called testosterone. I don't panic like that.
You don't pee a little bit?
No, I don't. A little tinkle winkle there. No.
A couple of drops.
No, but the jump scares, they don't work on me, thankfully. But this movie has about 3. I heard that this movie was so scary from so many people. It is not scary. It's awesome, but it's not scary. It's about as scary as Predator with Schwarzenegger in them. Like,
yeah, I mean that's definitely suspenseful.
Yeah,
it's suspenseful, but not scary,
dude. Michael Colter says, my boy Yaphet Kotto. We love Yaphet Kotto. Dude, we love Yaphet Kotto. Homicide: Life on the Street. He is the only man. He is the only black man to be in blackface. Remember in James Bond, he has a fake black face?
Yeah.
He rips it off and then he has a real black face.
So I got an idea. This is going to blow your mind. All right, I'm already black, but let's go blackface.
Right.
Black. You're a genius.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny.
And he was in Running Man.
Right?
Right. Arnold.
Yeah, Yaphet Kotto. We love Yaphet Kotto. He's awesome. And if you haven't seen Homicide: Life on the Street, it was a 1990s crime police procedural, written and created by David Simon, the same guy that did The Wire, which might be the greatest show HBO ever did. That was crime in Baltimore. Both of the shows are set in Baltimore. But the ensemble cast on Friday nights on NBC in late 90s. Andre Brower, come on, dude. He was the nice geeky guy from Glory with Matthew Broderick and Denzel and Morgan Freeman. Andre Brower, rest in peace. I think he passed away last year or the year before. But Andre Brower was my favorite character on Homicide. But Yaphet Kotto was the chief. He was so big. Like,
yeah, he looks like a chief.
And he has those like yellowy red eyes all the time where he just looks like bleary and hungover or whatever. And he was great as the chief, Yaphet. Because he always had that, okay, guys. But like they just more bullshit they keep bringing him. And he has to suffer through it. So if you haven't seen Homicide, I recommend it. I didn't miss that show when it was on for about 2 years straight. I watched it all the time. I loved it. So yeah, Yaphet Kotto, he's in this. So the only man to wear blackface and then be black underneath.
And be black under the blackface. Black on blackface.
Right. Okay. So Alien, directed by Ridley Scott, who is still directing movies. He just did Gladiator 2, which nobody saw, which I heard was terrible.
Yeah, thankfully, didn't Denzel kiss some dude? Like, come on.
Gross. I thought Denzel was our guy. And I don't think he is. I think
but his daughter is like is dating a trans man, I think.
It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, whoops. Well, you know, when dad's halfway around the world for most of your childhood making movies.
Yeah. When dad's a stranger that you see twice a year.
Oopsie.
Yeah, he is. Sub-Zero. Now Plain Zero.
Here he is, Sub-Zero. Now Plain Zero.
What? That's Yaphet Kotto. That listen, as a writer, I say that a lot on the show. It's okay to rewrite your jokes, rewrite your dialogue. I wrote for 3 weeks all the dialogue in The Unstoppable Tyrus, 125 pages. When I finish writing the script for the second Tyrus at the end of this week, next week I'm going to go back to the first Tyrus and rewrite any dialogue I don't like. So no, Arnold, you guys didn't have to have that line in the movie.
Yes, you did.
You can rewrite that joke. It's not a good joke.
It's not a joke at all.
Sub-Zero, now he's Plain Zero. Because Sub-Zero, that's a thing. That's a phrase. Yes. We know Sub-Zero is a thing. Plain Zero is not a thing. Plain is a type of bagel, right? A plain bagel, a plain Jane.
He would have been better off saying, he's Sub-Zero, now plain bagel. Like that would have made more sense.
Because a bagel's kind of shaped like a zero.
But we know what a plain bagel is.
Right.
We don't know
there's no such thing as plain zero. It's stupid. It's really, really befuddling, really mind-boggling.
But when Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up on set with a cigar in his mouth, what are you gonna do?
Right. I know I like plain zero. That's the joke.
It's a thing. I'm telling you. Like, all right, dude. Whatever.
Like, Arnold, but nobody understands, Arnold.
Say it. Just fucking say it. Get him out of here. It's 10 o'clock at night. We gotta go. Just say it. Thank you. Plain Zero. See?
I'll be here all week.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. You'll see them love it. Okay, guy.
All right. So you can see the influence of 1977's A New Hope, Star Wars, the very first one, because in this movie, a ship flies right over the camera, just like Star Wars. And it is monumental. These are space miners. These people go deep into space and they mine asteroid fields or something like that. And they bring back precious metals and minerals, all kinds of things to Earth. That is the premise of who these people are. So they're hard living, not quite military, but you'd have to be tough people to be out there. But they're space truckers. They're space miners, and you get this silent, ghostly, epic. The ship flies by. The corridors are lit. Nobody's there. More corridors leading to stairs and ladders. You see the cockpit of the ship. Nobody is in it. A message comes in. This whole thing is like a haunted house. It's ghostly. And then a message starts coming over it. And I love the image here where the message reflects off of one of the helmet visors. And nobody's here. You get a flying like a drone. Like nowadays they'd use a drone and fly it through and no one's there. And you fly down the hallway and you get to the sleep bay. These dudes are in hypersleep because in space for large, far distances, theoretically you would travel at 99% the speed of light, and then you would be in like some sort of hypersleep chamber, you know, to cross the light years. I don't know, something like that. But according to Einstein's theory of relativity, if I travel at 99% the speed of light and I went to like Alpha Centauri and came back and it only took me, I don't know, like a year, I think like 4 million years would pass on Earth time. Something like that. Like if you went out to Alpha Centauri and you got some minerals from that planet, you brought them back here, no, your job wouldn't exist. Everyone you knew would be dead. That's weird. That's a really weird thing to think about.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm talking about general relativity.
I don't know what that fucking planet is.
Here's how this works. Okay, so speed and gravity, like time is a result of speed and gravity. This is Gabe science lesson. This is how I understand it. So when you're traveling at the speed of light, you're existing more, you're experiencing more, right? Because you're doing more, you're going more. And when there's heavy gravity, if you're near a black hole, time goes faster. We know this is true. Satellites that orbit the Earth, their clocks have to be set slightly differently because time is passing by slower for them because they're further away from the Earth's gravity. So the more gravity you're under or the faster you're traveling, then the faster time is passing. It's fascinating. In the movie Interstellar from 2014, which is one of my favorite movies, I love this movie, they go to this planet that is near a black hole to like see if humans can live there. And this team of 3 astronauts that are on the surface of the planet says we have to get down there, check it out, and get back up because every half hour we're down here is like 2 years for the guy waiting in the ship for us, like, you know, up in orbit. And they're down there and there's an accident, there's the wreck the ship, and they're down there too long. And when they get back to the ship, 14 years have passed and they were gone for like, you know, 8 hours. So it's a crazy thing about general relativity. A crazy thing. So
if you think you got it bad, waiting out in the car for your wife to come out and get ready. Could
so
be 14
that's the thing. Do not go to a Nordstrom or a Macy's near a black hole and let your wife go in there.
Like 15 years, man.
You see? And she's gonna be like, I was only in there for 5 minutes. Like, it was 28 years for me.
Yeah, where the fuck have you been? Man, don't do it. Just don't go to the mall with your wife at all.
Captain Arono says, I served under general relativity. He and Major Payne are great military buddies of mine. Right. The event horizon is a mofo. Yeah, that's right. Jennifer, I haven't seen you in a while. Jennifer K. Norwood, down and out Weyland-Yutani employees accept that they'll be out in space for decades for the promise of a big paycheck. Yes. Weyland-Yutani is the company that sent these guys out into space to wink, wink, bring back minerals from space. Is that why they're really out there? You're going to find out, everyone. So they wake up from hypersleep. And I do wish that I didn't know the story to this movie before I saw it. But I've known the story for decades because I really loved Aliens as a kid, the second movie. And then I read a bunch of Alien comics. And then you just learn the story through osmosis if you do what I do for a living. And I think even if you don't do comics or movies, you just end up finding out the story of Alien before you see the movie. It's got such a good twist in it, too. And I wish I didn't know the twist. So they wake up. Now, can you imagine, Jericho, the morning breath when you wake up from, like, let's say you've been hypersleep for, like, 6 months?
Oh, man, it would smell like a cat duked in your fucking mouth.
So I remember Adam Carolla saying, like, a cat ate blue cheese, shit it out, and then grilled it on a hibachi.
Yeah, and dropped it into your fucking mouth. Yeah, it would be horrific. But I think I'm realizing something here, that I watched the second movie, not this one.
You didn't watch this movie?
No, I text you and I said, we're watching Aliens tonight, right? And you said, yeah.
We watched Aliens for Halloween like 2 years ago. You don't remember?
As I was watching it, I was like, I've seen this before. But I text you and asked you Aliens, and you said, yeah. So I watched Aliens because Aliens and Alien are two different movies.
Yeah. So you don't know the movie. You haven't seen this movie.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, my God.
No, I haven't seen it. So.
Okay.
I'll be sitting in the audience.
What are we going to do then? Do we need to do this next week? Because I'm going to have to tell you the movie.
I don't know. I mean, we're here. But no, I watch Aliens.
Oh, that is too funny.
Yeah, so we can still go through it.
No, we'll go through it. I'll make I should just lie to you. I just make shit up.
Yeah, I'll believe it. And then they all fuck each other in the butt. I was like, what?
So anyway, this guy gets up out of the hypersleep, and all of a sudden, this little guy with the glowing finger shows up.
Knew
And
it.
he said, "It's time for your prostate exam."
Me first. Hey, me first. Get off. I want it first. Calm down.
Oops, hold on. Let me get those guys out of the way. Sorry,
I
it's
just
not
thought for a
time.
second, oh, how am I going to work him into this? I can do that.
Yeah, it's we're gonna find a place for ET here because he hasn't seen this movie either. So yeah, we're gonna ask him some. You know, it'll be fun. Maybe I'll ask you what the hell you think is going on in this movie.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Let's do it.
Hold on. Hold on. I disconnected one of my screens. Does my image look different out there for you guys, or what are you guys seeing right now? Because I had
That's
something.
the same.
Okay, because my monitor like disconnected or something. Hold on. Yeah, my second monitor. Okay. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Why is that so? Sorry, this got all big and weird. Sorry, I gotta.
Story of my life.
Yeah, you're so
Got
big
all
and weird.
Big and weird.
Big and weird. Oh my gosh! So you don't know this freaking movie? That is too funny. Because you said, yeah, Michael Bean's in it. And I'm in. When you said that like 15 minutes ago, I'm like, no, he's in the second one, is what I was thinking.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So you were supposed to watch Alien.
Yeah, thank you.
Then the ET said, it's Mormon time.
ET must put glowing finger in your butthole. Hey,
you know how when you're a little
need to
kid
go
and you find out you could put a flashlight under your hand and then you could see through your hand or your thumb?
Yeah.
You put it in your mouth, you can see through the cheeks. Can you imagine if ET stuck his finger, anywhere?
It's all glowing. And why is your stomach glowing? Because ET has his finger in my fucking ass.
He could never be a proctologist. You know what? No, he'd be a great proctologist. Because I'm sure they when they really examine someone, they got to get a light.
Yeah.
Well,
does that thing get hot? Does that finger get hot like a light bulb?
Ooh, is that thing hot?
Or what? Is that a hot fingertip?
That better not be hot.
You have to cool it off? I don't know. I don't know a lot about ET's fingers. But
I don't know what's going on with ET.
That's probably why he wants to get back home. Because back home,
all right.
Anywhere.
Well, the commercial towing spaceship, the Nostromo, travels through deep space. The hypersleep chamber activates. So you have Ellen Ripley, Dallas, CAIN, Lambert, Parker, and Brett, and Ash. They awaken from hypersleep. They come out of these chambers, groggy and alert, and they're going to have breakfast and talk about what they're doing. They got their haul of minerals, and they're going to head back to Earth and bring back all the lithium and palladium and the unobtainium. I remember that from the movie Avatar. Now, apparently that is a scientific principle of unobtainium would be like this concept of this super mineral or whatever. I don't know, but it sounded dumb in the script. If you weren't a science nerd and you didn't know that unobtainium was a word that scientists actually use, it sounded like someone needed to rewrite that script in Avatar. It's like, we're trying to get unobtainium. It's like, okay, that's not a great name.
Okay, dickhead.
We're trying to get super hard to find. That's what it's called.
Yeah, super tough.
Right.
Hey, if they're bringing back lithium, then where are all the little African kids who mined it out of the ground?
Right.
That's how they get it, right?
Right. Yeah. So you get to meet the crew here. Yaphet Kotto, he's Parker. You've got CAIN is the second guy there. You got Ash in the blue. Ash is the science officer. It's kind of a quisling, kind of a jerky guy. I think there's Dallas. That's a great name. He's the captain. He's the guy. He's the man in charge. You have Lambert. That's the woman there. I don't know if she's some sort of science officer or something like that, or a technician or a pilot. I'm not sure exactly what her role is. But he goes into Mother. Mother is this glowing yellow room. There's one chair. There's a few computer terminals on it. And he, mission status. We're all awake now. We're going to be awake for the rest of the mission to get home, blah, blah, blah. And then Mother tells him there's been a distress signal, and they might want to investigate. There's a nearby planetoid, and there's a distress signal that's unclear what the hell happened, but some people there may need some help. And the distress signal has been going and going and going, so you get this info comes in, and but the Mother, the AI in the ship, it's not really clear. They don't what's the problem? What's this distress signal? It's like, I don't know. So they're going to go, they debate, and they're going to go down to this little planetoid. And it's LV-426 is the planet. That's for science fiction nerds, for comic people. Everybody knows what LV-426 is. Yeah, it's a stormy, rocky planetoid. So the Nostromo is their big mining rig. Picture those oil rigs out in the ocean. The Nostromo's a big spaceship like that, and it has a little ship connected to it, like landing ships and things like that, escape pods, different things like that. Sorry, there's something in the chat here. Did you say he goes inside Mother?
Ooh.
Yes, I did. Aren't you about to be a father for the second time?
Blech.
You're someone going in Mother, aren't you? I realize, like the Queen Mother of bad words pretty much is motherfucker.
You motherfucker.
But I okay, so like every dad, that's what we are now?
Yep.
So what is that's not an insult to me.
Bad motherfucker.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I guess.
I've settled into my role quite nicely. Cool with it.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, and for its time, for 1979, when you look at other movies of the era, this movie looks great. It doesn't look cheesy and low budget. They do a lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of darkness. There was a great comic book artist, and one of his sayings was Wally Wood. He was a great comic book artist of like the 50s, 60s, 70s, and all that. And he was very much like businessman about it. He I won't get into the personal stuff with him that I know about. I don't know him, but like there's a lot of lore and legends when you work in my business. But one of his sayings about drawing, he was like, when in doubt, black it out. Like if you're having trouble with something you're drawing or something in the image is heavy shadow. It's like, oh, this arm looks fucked up. You know what? Just color the whole arm black. There's a shadow coming down from the ceiling, blah, blah, blah. And in this movie, they do it so skillfully. This is a 79, man. They didn't have great special effects. Star Wars did, but that was revolutionary. But they get away with so much in this movie where it doesn't look cheap and cheesy. And I was going to ask you, Jericho, what did you think? But you didn't watch this movie.
Well, funny you say that. In the second one, Aliens, in 86, you see things in there. It holds up.
Yeah.
It holds up. And a lot of the practical effects, that robot thing, skeleton that she gets in at the end and stuff, that picks up all the heavy stuff. Dude, that looks great. It holds up. It looks good. I mean, yeah, of course you can tell it's from back in the day.
Right.
But the actors are so good. The story's so good. Yeah, you can watch it in any time, and it's not the fact that it's old isn't like you're not constantly thinking, oh, this is cheesy because it's old. No, you get wrapped up in the story. It's awesome.
So just so you know, Jericho, though, I brought up my search to my channel 2 years ago on this very channel. You and I already reviewed Aliens.
Yes.
Yeah, we did that 2 years ago.
I don't doubt that took place.
So now
what I'm saying is
Alien.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I text you Aliens, right?
Let me look at my text here. I don't know. I'm gonna look at it.
You said yes.
Hold on. The phone of truth will
go
tell
for
all.
Yes, yeah. The internet always tells the truth.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask Grok or ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Aliens tonight.
And then what was your reply?
Yep.
Yep.
And I said the ending sequence where Ripley is trying to get to the escape shuttle and the klaxon lights and the alarm and the strobe lights and the steam. It's such a perfect visual representation of anxiety, fear, and stress. The ending of this movie, the climax where she's trying to escape, we'll get to that. It's like tension on the edge of your seat. You roll back to me, never seen it.
I've never seen it.
I thought you had yet to watch it later this afternoon.
No.
Ugh. Anyway, they're like, okay, there's a distress signal. We wanted to go home to Earth. Okay, we're going to go down. Then we'll go to Earth. We'll see if we can save these people, whatever the hell's going on down here. Here's the trajectory. It's going to be dangerous. It's not a planet. It's rocky. There's storms. It's a tiny planetoid. So it's little. Heading down. They're heading down to the planet. They look into all that. And then let's see. Check my notes here. So there's Parker, Yaphet Kotto, and the other guy's Brett. He's got his wine shirt. They're like mechanics. They fix everything on the ship. They're the maintenance men on the ship. And Yaphet Kotto is so great in this because he's very young still, and he's got this like jubilant character to him. He's like real jokey, and he reminds me of my grandfather. It was like a similar smile, the similar like kind of thing. He's really good with it. I love him in this. And the other guy in the Hawaiian shirt, Brett, he's kind of like not creepy, but like kind of like a dork. But he's like a confident dork. The characters in this are so great because they all have such distinct personalities. It's really, really fun. So, let's see. Jericho has been in hypersleep.
What are you talking about?
Jennifer Kane Norwood says you've been in hypersleep.
I wish.
All right.
Give me a hypersleep chamber. I'll fucking live in it. I could use some hypersleep.
Now, okay, you come out of the hypersleep. You got to pee first thing in the morning, but it's it's been like 8 years you're in the hypersleep. So you go into hypersleep. Let's do a hypothetical here. You go into hypersleep. While you were in the hypersleep, the 49ers won the Super Bowl 4 times in a row.
Yes.
The first 4 years. But the next 4 years, they suck. And now that you woke up, they're worse than ever. Are you happy that they won the 4, even though it's not real to you?
Hell yeah. I'll take that. Hell yeah. That'd be awesome. What would that be? 9 Super Bowl trophies?
Think about this. Think about this. You wake up after 8 years in hypersleep, but you recorded all 8 seasons of the NFL. And you tell your friends, don't you fucking tell me who won the game.
Don't tell me.
I'm going to watch football for the next 4 months straight and catch up on these 8 years. So I never watch football live on Sundays. I do now that the Broncos are good. My son and I, we watch the Bronco games. But I used to never watch them live for many years. And I would just record them and then watch them at night. It was like a half-hour, a truncated version. And my brother would call me during the game or something, and I would answer the phone. I would see my brother. I go, don't tell me who's winning. I'm going to watch it tonight. Hey, what's up, man?
Start with that, yeah.
And then my brother would go,
exactly.
well, you're going to like.
Yeah, never mind.
I'm like, don't tell me. So, well, you're going to like it, though. Like, come on. Now I know they won.
Damn it. I mean, that's okay knowing that they won, but seeing how they got there.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Seeing how they got there, that's still cool. You still get
right. So yeah, so in this part, they're arguing about overtime pay. They want a full share. That these mechanic guys, they get paid less than the science officer guy or whatever. And it's all that kind of like useless business chatter, but it's not. It's such good writing because it delves into their character. You know what I mean? The mechanic guy's a little bit laid back. Yaphet Kotto, he's affable, but he's like not alpha, like he's an asshole arrogant, but he's like, hey man, I know what I want, this and that. The science officer, he's kind of creepy and weird, and he looks like it. The blonde lady, she's a little bit more laid back and reserved. Ellen Ripley, that's our main character, Sigourney Weaver. What kind of name is Sigourney? Is that like
Sigourney?
Is that old Scottish or something like that? I think it is.
I don't know, but Sigourney is not very sexy.
Yeah. Let's see. Sure. Hold on. We have a customer complaining. I asked twice in the comments, why don't we have a show last week? Because I didn't see a response. I couldn't stop laughing.
Motherfucker.
Oh, why didn't we have a show last week? Because I had spent 3 weeks finishing all the writing on the Assault Papyrus and packing and shipping all the Empyrean books. And we took a little bit of a celebratory tour, my wife and I. We went out to some lunch and some dinner to celebrate the business achievement, and it just didn't work for my schedule because we were busy doing those kind of things.
Just spiraled out of control, man.
Right, just waking up. I don't drink or do drugs, so I can't really tell those kind of stories where you wake up wondering what happened. I wake up knowing fully what happened the day before. So
sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Did you see that Mr. Miyagi thing I text you today?
Did I?
You'll see it later. It's very funny. It's very funny.
Miyagi-san.
Anyway, they're gonna go land on the surface of LV-426, and I can't get over how this movie did not scare me because I was ready for this movie to be terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
People told me this was so scary. This movie is not scary. I'm sorry, it just isn't scary. It's awesome. It's thrilling. It is not scary. I don't know who said that, but everyone told me it was, the first Alien. That is scary. I don't know, dude. I'm not trying to be a tough guy. I was actually shocked. I was like this, jerk. I'm watching like this, like, all right, not getting me, Alien.
You're not getting me, you son of a bitch. I know what's coming.
Not getting me to pee my pants. I don't care what anyone says.
I just get out of the way and I just pee my pants before I start watching the movie.
Just take a leak before the movie. Just empty your bladder.
Good. I'm good. You can't get me now.
Does Jericho think it's scary? No, he hasn't seen it.
Yeah, I can't think it's scary if I've never seen it.
He doesn't think anything of it because he hasn't seen it.
I like I said, I think it could be suspenseful. And if you watch it as a little kid, this could be scary. Like To me, as a kid, Terminator was scary as shit.
Oh yeah, no, this would be terrifying as a child.
Yeah,
I saw Aliens with an S in 1986 at my cousin Tim and John's house because they were allowed to watch stuff we weren't allowed to watch, and we were spending the night and we were sleeping in the living room. And Tim, my cousin, was 6 years older than me, so I'm 8, right? I'm 8 years old. He's 6 years older than me, and he wants to watch HBO. And those the face hugger, that's the little hand that crawls around and jumps on people's faces and impregnates their body with the alien.
Yeah,
those scared the shit out of me in the movie because we were sleeping on the floor of the living room, and there was the couch and the cabinets, all that next to you, and there's a little space under them. And at night, I'm just like kind of wondering. It's one of those little hand things that come running out of there. Oh man, I couldn't sleep for a while. So yeah. So yes, 1986 Gabe, who was 8 years old, was scared of aliens. So yeah, in space, no one can hear you pee.
I'll make sure of it.
For those of you that don't know, the slogan for this movie was "In space, nobody can hear you scream," which is true. I remember when I found that out, I was disappointed about Star Wars. How the spaceships, they fly by,
yeah,
the lasers, and then some asshole like at Comic-Con or whatever is like, actually, since there's no atmosphere, there's no substrate for the sound waves to travel through, the space battles in Star Wars are actually silent.
Which I know, dickhead, but you didn't have to say it.
Then right after he says that, all the women tear their clothes off and throw themselves at him.
You fucking nerd.
It's like, do you have to like ruin everything? Or my stepdad told me that Garfield couldn't talk. I loved Garfield as a kid. I read every Garfield book. And he's always talking to John in the comics. I didn't know it was an internal monologue that Garfield was talking to himself and me, the audience. And I was watching the cartoon and blah, blah, blah. And I said something about, oh, Garfield said this. And my stepdad turns to me and goes, Garfield can't talk. That's all in his head.
You fool.
Like, why would you fucking tell a kid that?
Because. Oh, yeah. Santa's not real either. Good night. Wait, what?
Leave Garfield alone. You know, the crazy thing about Garfield ignited my passion for comics. When I was 8 years old, my parents just got divorced. We moved to California from Colorado. My mother took us to the Rancho Bernardo Public Library, which is a scant 2 blocks from Mann Theaters, where I went and snuck and saw Gremlins. And I got a Garfield digest. It was like his 6th or 7th digest. I checked it out from the library. Fell in love. And then my mom would always buy me those thick digests of Garfield stuff. And that's what got it going for me. But the thing that was curious to me about Garfield is I hate cats, and I hate cats to this day. And as a child, I hated lasagna. I like lasagna now, but as a kid, it was like one of my number one meals I hated. Garfield is a cat, and he loves lasagna. Yeah, I loved Garfield.
He does.
I loved him. And he hates Mondays, So Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson is a fraud. He's just like Bill Nye the Science Guy. He's a dork that doesn't know anything. He just talks like he's what a stupid person thinks a smart person sounds like. I'll leave Neil deGrasse Tyson at that. So,
I think it was in the 2010s. There was a reboot, I guess, of the Garfield cartoon.
Oh, okay.
And my son was into it pretty heavy, and I actually sat there and watched some of the episodes. It's pretty funny. They still kept that, that dry humor, that voice that he had and everything. And Odie was still like this bubbly idiot.
Right.
But it wasn't bad.
Yeah. No, that Garfield book, and it was just subversive enough. It was a little naughty because John was a loser with women, his owner, John Arbuckle. He was always asking out, I think, Liz. She was like a dentist or a veterinarian.
Yeah.
He was always going to take her on a date, and she was always just stonewalling him. And as a kid, you kind of got the joke, but you didn't get the joke, and it was that kind of like you felt like you were seeing something you weren't supposed to as a kid. Turns out it was completely innocent and harmless. But I love Garfield, and they still do it to this day. They still, And the first thing I did professionally was a newspaper strip at my university, the University of Northern Colorado. Go Bears! I was an award-winning writer and artist of higher education. There was a monkey named Merlin and a penguin named James, and they were like frat bro dudes in college, and they were roommates, and they had a lot of funny exploits together. And I did 3 strips a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for the better part of like 2 years and change at my university. And I won every award you can win, dozens of awards, including, and this is a claim to fame for me, The highest award in the whole world you can win when you're in college doing newspaper like illustration, cartooning, editorial is the Golden Circle Award from Columbia University. Yes, that Columbia University. And I am the 2004 recipient of the Golden Circle Award from Columbia. So if anyone says, if my wife is mad and she's like, that's not funny, I say, actually, I have documentation.
Actually, my darling.
They actually had a ceremony to say how funny I am.
I'm hilarious.
There was a banquet.
A banquet in my honor. Don't you recall? And sometimes you got to remind them, man. Sometimes they forget how great we are. You just got to, refocus.
Right.
Refocus their attention to your abilities. That's fine.
Gabe, back then my favorite cat was Heathcliff. Heathcliff and the Junkyard Cats was awesome. Heathcliff, no one should terrify this neighborhood. You remember? Oh, that was good.
Dude, Heathcliff was the shit, man.
And that was the same studio that made Inspector Gadget with Penny and Brain. Remember that?
And shout out to the B Squad cartoons from back in the day, like Felix the Cat.
Yeah.
They didn't get the notoriety that some of the A-listers did, but those cartoons that kind of filled in,
right?
They were the shit, man.
Yeah. No, the 80s was so good. I'm just about 3 years older than you. I'm 47. What are you?
I'll be 45 next month.
Okay, so you saw most of what I saw. Do you remember Mask? Mask. This is 1983. So I'm only 83, 84, 85, I think, is Mask, something like that. So you wouldn't have seen Mask because I would have been like 5 or 6. You would have been like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever watch like the Gummy Bears? That was fun.
Remember Inspector Gadget?
Oh, so good. That's what I was talking about. Penny and Brain.
Inspector Gadget. Fraggle Rock. I used to watch that. There was a show on Fox.
GoBots, the dollar store Transformers. Did you know the GoBots premiered before the Transformers? A lot of people think they're a ripoff, but they came out first.
Was it Silverhawks?
Right.
That was another one. Silverhawks.
They were just like, it was the same studio and the same concept as the Thundercats. Yeah.
Yeah. Thundercats, of course. There was one called Cops.
Yeah.
And it was in the future. And the chief was a black dude, but he was a cyborg.
Right.
Dude, that was one of the best intro songs to a cartoon ever. That shit was old. But yeah, the 80s. Remember, you ever watch the Rambo cartoon? Ooh,
yes.
That's a deep cut right there.
And of course, the two king shows of the 80s are G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Easily.
Like those are the king of cartoons.
You can throw Ninja Turtles in there for number 3.
Yeah, but that goes into the 90s because Ninja Turtles I think comes out in 88, so it's late 80s. Early 80s, late 80s are slightly different eras, slightly different.
Heroes in a half shell.
Because you have to think when we had G.I. Joe and Transformers debut in 83, the Nintendo wasn't here. It had debuted in Japan in 83. The Nintendo doesn't come out in America until 85.
Yeah.
So we were the internet, computer, all that. I mean, that stuff existed, but it wasn't culture here yet. So it was like toys and TV, and that was it. It wasn't video games yet. But once Mario Brothers shows up, in 85 and The Legend of Zelda in 87, that changed everything. So the Heroes in a Half Shell, I know the whole song. I know the Ninja Turtles cereal song. I was such a Ninja Turtle fan when I was a kid, just the biggest fan. And I got to see it in theaters in August. They played it at one of those retro things where they played the retro movie for like a weekend in the theater. I took my wife, my daughter, and my granddaughter. And after 5 minutes, my granddaughter tapped out and said, "I'm done."
I'm good.
So there you go.
But those two great movies. Well, I can't say two. The first Ninja Turtle was awesome.
I like the second one. Second one it's got Vanilla Ice in it,
Parts of the second one, like the fight scenes with Ernie Reyes Jr., those are awesome. But the Vanilla Ice concert.
You ever seen a turtle get down?
The impromptu where they just learn everything on the fly, the dance moves and the lyrics.
Go ninja, go ninja, go, go ninja, go ninja, go. Yeah, that was something.
And they're like talking to each other, like, okay, yeah, all right, cool. Here we're gonna do this, and then he just does a whole song and choreography. That was like, what the fuck? As a kid, total opposite. I loved it. But
that's the one thing about all the specialization, the atomization in today's culture that kind of sucks, is that there'll be something that's selling 1 million copies a month, and you've never heard of it. There'll be a singer, a movie, an anime that has like 1 billion fans around the globe, and you've never heard of it. I experience this all the time. And in the old days, we all liked the same thing. Everyone knew about it. Everybody talked about it. And now people will be like, Bad Bunny's doing the Super Bowl. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I think I heard. They're like, dude, he has 78 million people on Spotify. I'm like, he's got 78 million idiots, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I went and listened to some of it. And I'm like, okay, well, it's about as good as listening to the toilet stalls at a truck stop. So,
like, he's definitely bad. He got that part of his name.
Yeah, he got that right. He nailed that. Bad Bunny.
You suck, man. You fucking weirdo. This is probably gonna be the worst Super Bowl halftime show,
right,
ever. This makes me long for the days of the old aged out rocker, teaming up with the new hot pop sensation, and remixing their hits. Like I remember, was it Aerosmith and like Britney Spears on doing the halftime show, and they were like, they did Walk This Way or some shit. And I remember everybody shit on like, what the fuck, Aerosmith, you're old, Britney Spears. Blah, blah,
I'll tell you,
they're way better than this.
The first Super Bowl I ever watched was the 1990 Bills lose to the Giants on a missed field goal, wide right. That's the first time, and I've watched pretty much. I've seen every Super Bowl ever since. Basically, one thing I've never understood and I've always hated is the commercials and the halftime show.
They used to be funny.
Nope, hate it all.
Commercials used to be hilarious.
I'm a football purist. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for Doritos or Budweiser trying to make me fucking.
Well, you gotta have something in between. It's not gonna go straight through
no
commercials.
I want only football. You know what I did for years?
No commercials.
You know what I did for years? I would DVR the Super Bowl. I wouldn't go to a Super Bowl party. I would DVR it and I would fast forward the commercials and the halftime show. I love football. That's why I'm there.
I like the commercial. I didn't watch the halftime show.
Commercial. Or watch MC.
Well, there has to be commercials.
No,
just football. All right, no,
just football.
Straight through all the timeouts.
When they have a timeout, the screen just turns black and it just says football on it.
I
would prefer that. These fucking mind-numbing, IQ-reducing commercials.
Well, now they're stupid. The commercials are fucking dumb now. Yeah, but 25 years ago with Bud.
Right, that's dumb.
Those are hilarious, man. Those are so funny. I love them.
No, never. I hate the halftime show even more.
Well, you know why they have the halftime show? Because in Living Color, they had a halftime episode.
Right.
So everybody left the Super Bowl to go watch that.
Right.
And so the very next year, the Super Bowl said, "No, Michael Jackson, get your ass up there. We're gonna have a halftime show." Because it didn't start till like the 90s or something like that.
This is snobby of me. This is snobby, what I'm about to say. It's snobby. Football belongs to me. I coached it. I played it. Won championships. My son won championship. My son won a fucking Southern State championship. Football is one of the biggest, most important things in my life. I actually know what it's like to put the pads on. It was just high school. I'm not a football star. But it's such a big part of my personality, my life. And to see a bunch of dickheads that don't know shit about fuck when it comes to football sit there on a Sunday on the Super Bowl and like, I can't wait for a Beyonce. It's like this snob comes out of me. It's like, would you get out of here? This isn't for you. You're ruining it. We only have Beyonce because of people like you. Get out of here.
People like you.
You're not invited next year. The food you brought sucks. Get out of here.
Trash.
That's why for years I recorded the Super Bowl and just watched it by myself. Like, I don't want to watch a halftime show. It irritates the crap out of me.
So, speaking of my son, they are ranked number 2 in from here in Sacramento all the way to Oregon and then to the Bay Area. So their section, their territory, they're ranked number 2. So
there you go.
Exciting.
It's done. And he's playing receiver and corner or running back and corner.
Receiver and corner, and this is their last regular season game. They have a bye because they got the number 1 seed, and then playoffs and championship.
That's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. Enjoy it. I miss it so much when I played, and I miss it from when I had so much fun playing. My high school won 2 championships in the years I was going to high school when I was a sophomore and a senior. The CIF championship, the California Interscholastic Federation, something. And as much as I enjoyed my time as a football player, it was 1,000 times better watching my son do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they won the championship when he was a sophomore, just like me. And then when he was a senior, they won the championship, just like when I was a senior. But then we didn't go past San Diego when we won when I was a senior, and he did. and they went into the state tournament, and they were the California Southern State champions. And my son was way better player than me. I just played. He was second team all league defensive line. You know, he was on varsity since he went to the varsity team at the end of his freshman year. So there you go.
Awesome.
So yeah, but it was so awesome to watch him play. And he was a thug. I thought I was mean. He was like, whoa, what the hell was that out there? Just I remember he was blocking a guy. I coached him since he was 5 years old, all the way up through like middle school. And I was worried when he was a freshman, like, dude, is he gonna ride the bench? Is he gonna get hurt? What's gonna happen? And I was at one of his very first freshman year football games, and he was playing offensive line. And the ball, let's just say the ball ran to the right, and he was the left tackle, and he was blocking a guy on the left. And the ball, everybody's running all the way far away to the right, but him and his guy are over here on the left. And he doesn't really need to block his guy because the runner got away. He crushes his guy to the ground. The guy is on the ground. He crushes the guy on the ground. The guy tries to get up. He pummels this guy into the ground unnecessarily about 4 times. Complete thug move. Totally legal, not a cheap shot, just really mean and tough. And when I saw him do that, and he didn't need to do it, but it was within the rules, but he didn't need to, I said, oh, okay, he's going to be fine.
But it's within the rules, so give it to him.
He gave him the business, as they say.
Yeah, my son got a couple stickers for some pancake blocks.
Nice.
He did, and one kid, he trucked him. Didn't even see him coming. He just blasted him. So, yeah, he loves that.
Yeah. So, oh, what a great time football was. And that's why I don't like normies ruining it. You know? It's like anything that you're way into, if it's a kind of niche and it's like not mainstream, once the mainstream gets a hold of it, look at comic books. Comic books were fine in their own world. They were just like 80s action movies, 80s sci-fi. They were that way for decades. Then they became the most popular thing on earth, turned into woke shit instantly because everyone has to have an opinion. And now everyone wants to work in comics. You think these fat blue-haired women, like far left Trump derangement women, you think they would have ever thought to pursue a career in comics in the past?
No, they don't
got it because it's popular. And they want to do something cool and popular. Ugh.
Yeah, they don't feel it. You know, they don't even know what they're doing. It's like they don't know how to do it. And just because they went to school for it. And some of them probably didn't do the jobs, you know, the ones who were in charge probably didn't do any of the jobs underneath them. So they just know, you know, what they learned in school from their their silver-haired professor with a ponytail.
Right. Fellow San Diegan, America's finest city, PSOA 7762. He changed his name, but I recognize the photo. He says, is your son, why is, you know, some people in the YouTube did something where they're changing screen names to like email addresses, but the users can change it back. So yeah, because I recognize your avatar, but your name used to be something else, and I think that might be your email address. And someone else was saying in the chat, I think our buddy, the big Raider fan, he was saying, what the hell? Diesel was saying, why is it my email address? And YouTube changed some fucking setting without asking anyone. So rude. So sorry, guys. That's not my fault. I didn't do that. But he asked, is my son as big as me? No. He is big, but he is not as big as me. I am 6'4", and I'm every bit of that. And I'm 260 pounds. I'm no longer 320 pounds. Got a little out of control there for a while. My son is 6 feet, maybe 5'11" and change, 6 feet. He's what we call a liar's height. You know, I heard that once that 5'11" is a liar's height because they're not actually 5'11". But my son is actually like 6 feet tall.
That sucks for the people who really are.
But he has genetics. I was a great athlete. Like I was very good naturally. I was a varsity heavyweight wrestler when I was a freshman. But my wife's side, I think they have even better athletic genetics. One of her uncles was on the Philadelphia Phillies. Another uncle was a champion boxer in Mexico. My niece was the leading softball player in all of San Diego. My wife was like an insane gymnast when she was little. So my son, he's thin and tall. When he played football, he put muscle on. But if you see him now, he's like male model, like thin and, you know, wiry like that. But when he played football, my poor son was very concerned about his backside. Because when he puts on muscle and weight, he gets big. And when you're playing football, you want a huge ass. You want a huge ass and you want huge legs. Every guy wants the big arms and shoulders, right? That's why they always say don't skip leg day, because leg day sucks. Arm day, you know, curls for the girls, right? That's what they say, right? Curls for the girls. But leg day sucks, dude. You're doing squats, you're doing the deadlifts, you're doing all that stuff. It totally sucks. My son has naturally He-Man legs and butt. So when you're blocking someone in football, that's what you need is the butt, the legs, and all that. And you look at him now, he's tall and thin. He lost the football weight. He stays in very good shape, but he was a monster. But no, he wasn't big like me. That's why I was a little worried about him. You know, thank goodness I'm so big because my wife's side, like short Mexicans, you know, like 5'7", like whatever. Some of the men are barely 6 feet or 5'6". So like, I think her genetics pulled him down, but my genetics like pulled him up or whatever. So he made it. He made it to 6 feet. So
you're almost there.
Yeah, he made it to 6 feet, which is good. So, but yeah, no, he's not huge like me, but he was an absolute beast of a football player. So I'm very proud of him. But he's squared away. He's a full-grown man, and it's funny to see him as a grown man with like a beard and everything. And and he's this little kid that I'm tossing in the air. I'll show you real quick. That's my son and my daughter. I think my daughter's 3 there. My son is like 1. So that's them, 20 something years ago. They're 28 and 26 now. 28 and 26 now. Yeah. And I got to get that right. And then here we are the other day at the Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves game. The boy with the beard next to my Filipino friend, that's my son. That's that little boy. So that's what they turned into. A little bit. Yeah, they just changed a little bit. And then that NBA, those are the best seats I've ever had, dude. We were in the 8th row. It was a preseason game, so the tickets were $100 a piece, dude.
Nice.
And I'm used to always being the biggest guy everywhere I go. I'm looking at these 7-foot NBA guys. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. They don't look human, these guys.
Yeah, they're the ones that look weird in a suit. Like, yeah, I don't even wear one.
Right. They look like they should be singing the Monster Mash like Frankenstein. You did the Monster
Mash. The Monster Mash.
Right. So, yeah, my nephew has rugby thighs. He played professional. Yeah, I guess that you'd say my son. He's got those athlete butt and legs and all that. And yeah, so but he's thin now because he's not playing football anymore. So he keeps himself nice and trim. So I was telling him the other day, he's my son is he has a really good job. He's doing really well, like financially, business-wise. He has an amazing girlfriend. Like they go to church together and everything. And he's just, I hear him get up at 5:36 in the morning. He does his Bible study, he takes his shower, puts his suit on or his dress clothes, goes to the office. He's killing it at his work. And I told him, I'm so proud of you. Because so many guys your age are fat, smoking weed, addicted to porn, and like door dashing, And there's nothing wrong with door dashing. I'm not criticizing any work. I've been a janitor. I've worked in factories. I'm not putting people down, but I'm saying if that's your only ambition, you know what I mean? Because he used to DoorDash, and that's fine. I used to work at Pizza Hut. My wife was a waitress. I would never put anyone down for working. But if you just get stuck in an entry-level job for years and you're smoking pot and looking at porn and drinking Mountain Dew all day and you got man boobs and blah, 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 like my heart would be broken if my son was one of those guys. And I see too many young men nowadays that are like that, and I feel really sorry for them. That's really,
ain't nothing wrong with no fucking Mountain Dew. I'll take a lot of
Captain Haruna was talking about the Monster Mash. He's saying he heard it caught on in a flash. I heard it was a graveyard smash.
Yeah, me too. We did the Monster Mash.
I was working in the lab late one night.
There's like
I love that.
There's 2 holidays. There's 2 holidays that have songs. Halloween and Christmas, right? There's
right.
No Thanksgiving
songs. There's no Thanksgiving. I didn't know there was a Thanksgiving movie till I saw Planes, Trains, and Automobiles last year. I'd never seen that. What a wonderful movie.
True that.
Yeah. What a wonderful movie. Anyway, the space truckers, the space miners are heading down to LV 426 to go see the distress signal. They're studying the terrain. There's their big ship landing. And again, 1979, and it all looks great, man. I would say it's Star Wars quality of the special effects. Star Wars was groundbreaking in its quality in 1977. It blew people away with how amazing it looked. If you look at any other sci-fi, things like that, special effects before Star Wars, Industrial Light and Magic, nothing compares. They set the standard. They blazed a new trail. This movie, I think, compares. So the ship lands, and this little Weasley guy here, I think he's like the main guy kind of in charge of it landing or something. They don't land right. One of the landing gear hits like a rock and twists it and breaks something a little bit. The sparks are getting out little fire extinguishers. It's their ship becomes a spark factory and a smog factory. You know.
Oh, love the factories.
Yeah. So they're busted. They're on an alien planet. It's just stormy and windy outside. I don't know if it's raining. The air, you can't breathe the air down there, really, I don't think. And it's not great. And it seems like it's fucking dark 24 hours a day. It's a bad place. But they're not stuck on this little planet. The two mechanic guys, Yaphet Koto and Brett, that's Parker and Brett, they're like, it's gonna be about 25 hours, blah, blah, blah. They're saying it's gonna be about a day. You know, we're gonna have it fixed. And the little computer guy, he's studying this, like, the oxygen composition of the air and this, that, and the other. And the little computer guy's like, well, if we're here, maybe we should get out and see what's here. Maybe we should investigate further this distress signal, you know? So, yeah, let's see. So Dallas, CAIN, and Lambert are going to exit the ship and walk through the terrain and go towards the signal where this distress signal is coming from. Okay, so they're going to gear up in these suits here, like big old scuba suit with the helmet. Jericho, if you were a space miner and you were on a dark, stormy, rocky, hostile alien world, would you get out and explore? Would you be that guy?
No, hell no.
Because I feel like
Why?
If we get a little ethnic here for a minute, I feel like that's some white people shit.
Well, I mean, is the storm going to clear up? Like,
I don't know.
We have to go out there right now.
I don't know. I've never been to LV-426 before.
What's the point? Not recently.
Yeah.
But what's the point? Why get out there in those fucking elements for nothing? Just to yell really loud close to each other.
Hey, I can't hear you. You're gonna sound like Jerry Seinfeld when you talk to me.
No, I'm cool with that, man. The answer is hell no.
You don't think there's any animals or aliens on this planet that would eat us, do you, Kramer?
I think that might be all that's here. Watch this.
Jerry, there's an alien.
No, I want to do a different impression of what's his name?
Kramer?
No, the real actor.
Jerry Seinfeld.
No, the actor who plays Kramer.
Oh, Michael Richards.
Michael Richards. Yeah, I want to do another impression of him.
Oh, which one is that? The one in the Laugh Factory?
Yeah, the one that made him famous. Or a little infamous, I should say.
That's so dumb.
Yeah,
he was trying to do crowd work and be outrageous. He wasn't trying to be racist. It was stupid.
It was dumb when it happened.
And I don't think it was stupid because it was racist. I think it was stupid because it wasn't funny. And you're a comedian, dude. Like, I don't know.
That was so ridiculous. Then you had all the false representatives of Black people demanding an apology.
Jennifer K. Norwood brings up a sensitive topic here. Ripley, the warrant officer, the star of the movie, that's Sigourney Weaver, and William Hurt, who plays Dallas, the captain, definitely had a thing going on with an A, not an I, a thing going on. Now, Jericho, you were in the Navy.
I was.
There's not a lot of women on those ships. There's a lot of young men. I didn't realize that the military is going to always be young men, because I would say the average military person is going to do their 4 years and then get out. Some people make a career of it. They'll do their 8, they'll do 20, they'll do 20 and get the retirement. But I would say, if I just had to guess off the top of my head, 50% do 4 and get out. So that means, if I'm right about that, was that your observation? Like a big chunk just do 4 and then leave?
Yeah, for sure. Usually find the guys with families and stuff who will re-up. There are a few guys that I work with who it was time for them to re-up if they wanted to, or they were, going to get out. They were going to separate. But yeah, we had 700 people on our ship, and 70 of them were women. So.
Now, I don't know about you, but that is not a good ratio.
No, what was funny is when a group of new sailors would come on the ship, and if they were females, I was like, "Hey, how you doing, shipmate? Let me get that duffel bag.
Hey, let me carry that bag for you, huh?
Hey, which division are you in? Oh, let me show you where it is. Meet me back up here.
Do you need a massage? Your shoulders look
Well,
tense.
no, that'll get you in trouble. Don't offer those.
Never mind. I'll take that
my bad. I was just kidding. And then hey, once you get settled, meet me back up at the mess decks. I'll give you a tour of the ship. Very nice, very accommodating.
No, they're supposed to have sausage tonight. I'll make sure you get some.
I'll make sure you get some sausage. I'll make sure you get some of that tube steak, but you got to work for the gravy. Hey-o.
So yeah, I think the sexual tension Because you got young men, right? Because women don't know. They'll never know. They will never understand what it's like to have the sex drive of a man. They don't know. And I don't want to hear it. Some women say, oh, they're a horn dog. Save it, lady. You
have
don't
no
know
idea. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's like a mania. Imagine being really hungry. You ever not eat all day and you're working in the yard, you're doing something. So you exert yourself and you didn't eat, and then you eat like an NFL lineman that night, right? Like imagine that hunger, okay? Imagine that hunger never going away, no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Intense hunger, the biggest kind of hunger, it never.
Well, your stomach's rumbling. Your stomach's
yeah. Like you just like how I get hungry when we do the show because it's kind of like at dinner time, and you'll find me and Jericho talking about food constantly on this show, and it's because I'm hungry. That's why we talk about food all the time. Imagine being that hungry where food is just popping into your mind and you don't even ask for it to come up. You're not trying to think about food. It's just cake, pie, burger, fries, chicken, steak, potatoes. It just comes in. That's a glimpse.
Yeah, then you're starting to maybe understand.
You're maybe scratching the surface of the male sex drive. And the thing is, it never goes away. You'll be 95 years old and be like, I told my wife, like the secret lives of men and my wife got a little mad, but more like jokey mad. I said something about how if there's a hot chick walking down the sidewalk and you're checking her out, because you do, just admit it. Even if you're married, you have a girlfriend, you still kind of do it. If you're checking out a chick and then you look up and you see another guy and he's checking her out and your eyes meet, what do you do, Jericho? Instantly. Let's do it together. Let's both let's look at the chick. She's in the middle of the screen. Let's look at her. And then we meet eyes and go. That's what you look at the other guy and go, yeah.
Enough said.
Total strangers. But it's a brotherhood. The brotherhood of the nodding head. We all like yeah, dude.
Like a male sex drive is like if you've ever told yourself, I'm not eating anything all day until Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
Like you're saving that appetite and then you just throw down, wolf down, if you will.
You end up eating your napkin by mistake, you know.
Yeah, like have you ever bit your hand? Like you're shoveling food in your mouth so fast you bit your hand. That's what I'm talking about. And then that's just the beginning of you probably being across the street from starting to understand the male sex drive. And it's constant. Like you ever see something like the light at a lighthouse, that thing's always on 24/7, 365. It never shuts off.
And there's a very simple explanation for this. Very simple, scientific. Women can get pregnant like 2 days a month. 3. Men have to be ready all the time. Men can't not be in the mood or humans would go extinct. That's it. That's the reason. So
ladies, you want to test
that
theory?
For you. We're waiting.
Hello. When's that thing opening up? Ladies, you want to test that theory? Middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning? Everybody sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? That deep sleep.
Yeah.
Just wake your husband up. Just rub your foot on his leg at 3 o'clock in the morning. Whatever your signal is, send it. Put that bat signal up in the air. Yeah, shoot that flare in the air at 3 o'clock in the morning and watch the response time.
Right.
And then
like when the Roadrunner runs up to the cow, he's like, you know?
Yeah. Right there. And even like lesbian chicks, even though they think they love vagina, they even have a vagina. Even lesbians don't begin to understand the affinity that we have for the female, certain female body parts. They don't understand, and they have one. They don't. And I don't give a fuck what they say. Oh, no. I'm a woman, so I know it better. No, you don't. No, you don't. I've studied for years. Front of the class, paying attention, taking notes, there every day.
Right.
You
could be a failure.
You know nothing.
English class, history, algebra, you never passed it. But the woman? Yeah. Oh, every man is the study of the female form.
Yeah. I'm not failing pussology.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm valedictorian. If that was a school, if that was a college, I'm valedictorian. I got all the different colored sashes around, hanging on me. I got all the different little patches. I got everything.
I finished magna cum laude.
Yeah, I got all the acronyms, all the accreditation, doctor, both kinds, medical, psychological, whatever, professor, all those things, master, sifu, sensei, all of it. I've gotten all the available credentials. I've gotten the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Right. If you go to a mountain in Tibet and you climb to the very top, Jericho's sitting up there giving lessons about the female body.
I'm sitting there in silence.
Men crawl, bleeding elbows and knees, shoes torn to pieces, ragged clothes, freezing, thin air, oxygen deprivation to just get a glimpse of his knowledge.
Yeah, to just ask me a question. And I'm up there.
Wait a minute. Time out. Jennifer says you went to Brown University. Come on, Jennifer.
I went to Pink University.
Yeah. I don't know about Brown University.
I'm at the top of that summit, hovering over the ground, sitting Indian style, and my eyes are glowing like a fucking anime character.
And he's floating like 6-7 inches off the ground. None the Miser says he has his PhD. Oh, I don't know about that. You might want to get a little penicillin for that one, buddy.
And you'll be right back in the game. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, it's like twisting your ankle on the football field. You're out for like a series. You're back in the game.
You're back in there. Take me up.
Hey, look at me, None the Miser. Are you hurt or are you injured? Because there's a fucking difference, okay? If you're hurt, get back in there. Injured, it doesn't work. You can't play. If you're just hurt, wipe the snot, get back in the game.
Get back in that vagina. Yes, coach. Yeah, man, that's real.
Let's see. He got 2 degrees at Peak University and 1 at Brown. Come on.
I don't use the Brown degree too much.
That's a degree nobody uses, really.
Nobody uses it unless
People
you have
get
to.
it, but they don't use it, you know?
But my Pink degree, it's constant. I can't put that thing down. I try, but I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again. Anyway. Yeah, it never dulls. Like, you ever had something hurt, like you get a cramp? Eventually it goes away, right? It does. Right. The pain dulls, and you're back to normal. Never does. Sorry.
No. If it were up to men, not much else would get done. It's good that women are not the way we are. We wouldn't have bridges or running water. We wouldn't have discovered much. We wouldn't have solved many problems. We would just have a lot of kids that we couldn't feed or take care of. So it's very good that women are choosy, you know, because if they were like us, nothing's getting done, dude. Just piles of trash, half-built projects, nothing finished.
Could you imagine if women were as down as we were? Like, honestly, ladies, honestly.
All day, every day, nothing would get done.
If you were walking down the street and if you caught eyes with another dude and he goes, "You want to?" And if women were like, "Yeah, let's do it." If they were just as down as we were, they were as scumbaggish as we were.
Zero standards as we are.
You go out there, you couldn't turn everywhere you look. Hey, come on. Hey, oh shit. It would be, oh my goodness.
Captain Una says we'd still be unga-bunging in caves.
Yeah. Zero progress.
Maybe we'd be in caves, dude, because you have to put effort into exploring and finding a good cave that doesn't have a lion in it.
No, we would just be looking for a place to bang. This is nice.
Hold on. Jennifer brings up a controversial point. Honestly, you guys, that's how third world countries are. Think about it.
Yeah, the whole world would be like that. So good thing one of us has restraint.
Yeah.
Good thing one of us is like, hey, come on, we got to get shit
done. It's a good thing women develop the ability to fake a headache or something.
Oh, man.
Or pretend they ate too much or something like that, you know?
Because if they were like us, and they were like, yeah, fuck it, let's go.
They were like us, you're in the car, you're in the restaurant bathroom, you're just everywhere.
Total strangers.
Chaos.
Total strangers.
Chaos.
Like no name. I don't need name. It doesn't matter. Don't tell me.
You don't even have to see their face.
That's right. Are you alive? Then let's go.
Three criteria: alive, woman, adult. 4, and then of course, consent. There you go.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Those 4 ingredients.
The right dress, or losing weight, or your shoes match your lipstick.
Fuck about my split ends. My bra and panties don't match.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. That shit's for other women. Yeah. No dude has ever said, "Hey, man, like she's cool and everything, but her fucking eyebrows aren't plugged."
That's for dudes who watch TLC or something like that. You know.
Those are for dudes that fucking sit down and pee also. Those are those kind of guys, because no real dude gives a fuck about any of that. Like, let me see. You have a pulse? And why are we still standing up?
This is a good segue into the weird H.I. Giger art. It is. H.R. Giger is a visionary. His art can be described as biomechanical perversion. It is. I've looked through some of his art books when I was very young at the bookstore. It's like, oh, it's the guy that did all the design for Alien. There is some darkness there.
Sweet.
Wow. It's a lot of very sexual, like explicit sex organs and all these tubes and shapes, and it's all these machines and spaceships and creatures kind of built into machines, but it's all very sexual and you can see everything. And
where can I find this?
H.R. Giger. I mean, he's since passed away, but he was an artist from the Netherlands, somewhere in Europe. I don't remember, but he was the guy responsible for the design of the Alien, the spaceships, and that whole aesthetic that the xenomorphs have. But it is not for children. So if you look this up, it's body parts, and a lot of them, it's very, I don't want to be mean to the guy because I didn't know, but the only word I can think of is demented. It's very demented, and I'm not trying to be insulting because it is a very artistic. He's very good at what he does, but holy cow, what was going on in his head? I don't want to.
With the pyramid.
Anyway, so we figured that there are 7,000 sailors and 70 women. Is that what you said?
Damn, not that.
Or 700 women and 7,000.
Yeah, 700 people total and 70 women.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, okay. It's still 10 to 1.
They got the pick of the litter. They got the pick of the litter. Let me tell you.
Yeah. You don't, as a guy, you don't want to be in that situation. You want to be in the situation where there are 7,000 women and there are 7 dudes. You know.
Dude, you'd be fucked out. You'd be
you look like a deflated beach ball. You look like beef jerky.
No, please. I mean, what a great problem to have. But man, oh man, you would be all tuckered out. Believe that shit.
We got a request. Heather Berry's 95. She wants you to say special effects, but she wants you to say it with Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. It says Army, but I think she means Arnold's voice.
Yeah. Come here. I'll show you some of my special effects right here. Yeah. That's what my son calls it. The special needs instead of special needs, calls it special effects.
What your son saw a kid like in a wheelchair, so that kid has special effects.
Yes. When he's younger, like, Daddy, does that lady have special effects? Like, yeah.
No, son.
Kids. Nah, she's retarded. She has no special effects.
Anyway, these 3 astronauts, I really wish you watched this movie.
Me too.
Arnold, that's why I wanted you to say it, because of your boy. Oh, I guess she must have known the lore about your son.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, they're walking on this dangerous, deadly, rocky planet. They don't know if something's going to jump out of the ground and eat them, but hey, what the hell? We're here anyway. And they see this colossal horseshoe-shaped spaceship. This thing is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet long. It's a giant behemoth of a ship. It's not some little ship like for 2 people. This is like a building, like a skyscraper. They see it in the distance. It's a giant ship. And they're like, hey, this thing looks like organs and bones and really weird and alien. We should go inside of it.
Yes.
Now, Jericho, you're one of the 3 guys walking on the surface here. What do you say if I turn to you and say, hey, Jericho, you want to go inside this really scary alien ship?
I don't say anything. I just keep walking.
Oh, you would go? Would you go in it?
No, I'd keep walking past it.
Oh, okay.
No, fuck that, dude. Why? Why are we going in there? Now,
that's where the distress signal.
That's where all the death is. I mean, yeah, if it's a distress signal and I have to, yeah, we're going to go in there. But if we're just, Tweedly D, skipping along on fucking Mars or wherever this is, no, we're not going in there. But if I gotta,
LV-14-6. It's a plan.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going inside. I don't want to.
Him not seeing this movie is the funniest thing. Yeah, I do love that you haven't seen it.
It's not my fucking fault.
We did a movie, and I never told you guys. We did a movie a year ago or something, and I didn't watch it. I faked my way through the whole thing. You know,
Did a
I
great
don't
job.
remember what movie that was, but I didn't see it. I didn't have time. I was too busy writing and drawing, and it got to be showtime, and I was going to watch the movie before our show, and I didn't watch it. And I was able to bullshit my way through it. Pretty impressive.
I bullshitted the shit out of you guys.
Yeah. You guys
Leave
thought
it,
I
dog.
watched that movie, and I didn't see shit.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah. So anyway, the little Quisling science guy, he's like, no, go in, don't come back, go check it out, the distress signal. So they go inside of this ship, and I couldn't find good photos that do it justice. But imagine being in a giant rib cage, like you're inside of a corpse, inside of like but it's like leathery, like the skin all sucked up to the bones, and everything is black and shiny and disgusting. And that's where they go in. This place is horrific, and they come into this room. Now, when they made this shot here, they did this scene. They didn't actually use the human actors for this far away shot. Let me zoom back out. Those people right here, those were kids wearing smaller versions of the suit to make this guy look even bigger. They nicknamed him the Space Jockey, and it was a weird guy with a bizarre alien face, holding on to some, control sticks, and like his ribs show, but like that's his body. And he has weird, like skeletal head, but it's long and strange, and like a sort of like an elephant tusk nose and an elephant's trunk nose. And there was a giant gun coming up by his feet. And then, was he a gunner? Was he a pilot? What is he? And he's huge compared to a human. He looks like if those are 5-6 foot tall humans, then he's, 15 feet tall or something, but he's dead. He's dead, he's skeletal, and there's a giant hole in his chest. And of course, I think it's CAIN, one of the astronauts, one of the spacemen. He goes up like, oh, look at this guy, poor bastard. And he starts touching the wound on the chest. And this thing, could be a year old, could be 1,000 years old. They don't know how long this thing has been here. Let's see. Captain Uno brings up a good point that I love and agree with about storytelling. He says that corpse doomed this franchise, got all that crap alien stuff because of the lore this made. Now, that is 100% correct, and I'll explain to you guys why. And I'll start it off with what I always say. As a writer, there's a concept, and I've explained this before. J.J. Abrams, the producer and writer, he gave a speech once about what he calls the mystery box. And when you show something like this in a movie and you don't know what it is, and your characters inspect it and this, that, and then they move on, a good writer will never explain it if it's not crucial to the plot. Don't explain it. Don't say who that was and what his name is and what his backstory is. And we'll make 3 prequel movies starring this guy and over-explain everything. Don't do that. The mystery box is an amazing technique. I use it all the time in my writing. You allude to some really cool stuff, and you don't even know what it is as a writer. Some of the things that I make up, I don't know what they are. I know what they are in the moment, but like the back history, I don't make one up. To fight myself from over-explaining. There was in Truth, Justice, American Way. It was like my Justice League of America homage comic book. There was a bad guy, and he rode on this giant flying whale. And I nicknamed the whale Killer Whale. And I've explained this before, but it was WAIL, like a scream. But it was also an acronym. It was W.A.I.L. Like, so it stands for something. And I never say what it stands for in the book. And someone eventually asked me, what does that stand for? Oh. I, the writer, don't know what Killer Whale stood for. I made it that way because it was interesting to make it that way, because it lets your imagination run away with it that way. So that's a writing technique that you can use. You're welcome. Let me show you real quick. Here is Truth, Justice, American Way. This is a book I put out like 3 years ago.
Amazing.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, you loved this one. Truth, she's the woman there. Justice, he's like a Batman, Punisher kind of character. And American Way. He's like a Superman Colossus character. And then this guy is coming, Davy Jones. He's like a pirate-themed environmental terrorist of a villain. And he's terrorizing the city because he's a whack job environmental terrorist because humans are destroying the earth. It's just the opening scene. He's not the main character of the book, but I always start my stories with an action scene. So they defeat this guy in the first 10 pages. But this robotic glowing whale thing that he flies around is called Killer Whale. And I don't know what the WAIL stands for, but that's so interesting to the reader when you do that. So, but yeah, this was, man, I haven't looked at this in years. I had a lot of fun making this book.
That was a good one.
It's a shame what happened with this book, but we will not discuss that here. There's a whole thing. There will not be sequels to this book. But yeah, I loved making it. It was great. It was a lot of fun. It's classic, like Avengers, Superman style hero. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this guy right here, the space jockey, they should have never explained what all that is. Leave it alone. It's more interesting if I make it up in my head. No, Remdog, the MacGuffin is not that. The MacGuffin is the thing that everybody's after. The MacGuffin is the briefcase or the microfilm or the cup of Christ in the Last Crusade. That's what a MacGuffin is. A MacGuffin is a word that Alfred Hitchcock came up with for the thing that everyone's looking for, the thing that everyone's trying to get. The mystery box is slightly different because it's stuff that we allude to with lore. And what the mystery box does when you write a story is it makes your universe and your characters in your story 10 times their original size without any effort. And it feels perfect in the reader and the viewer's mind. So Captain Bruno says he loves that book. Thank you. People expect every aspect of the franchise explained when it doesn't need to be. Yes, in Marvel Comics, Wolverine, the badass X-Men with the claws that come out of his hand, they never would tell you what his origin was for like 30 years of the character. He would have nightmares about being a Civil War soldier, a World War II soldier, a special ops soldier in the 80s and 90s. He would have nightmares about some laboratory giving him a metallic skeleton, and he didn't know what was real and what was not, and they wouldn't explain it. And that was awesome because you could debate your friends, you could make up something in your own head. Then in like the year 2000 or 2001, Andy Kubert illustrated a book written by Paul Jenkins, very well done, where they gave his origin. And those two did a great job, as good as they could do. But that concept is self-defeating because the fun is the mystery. There's fun in not knowing that. So I don't blame Paul Jenkins or Andy Kubert, the guys that made the book. They're just doing their assignment from Marvel Comics. But it's just not a great thing to do for a character that's banking on the mystery of who they really are. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. There's danger in leaving stuff open-ended. If a hack gets to write your IP, got to be careful. Right. If you do leave it open-ended and you don't own it in the future, and they say, well, actually, he was a friend of the LGBT plus, Open Borders Society. That's really who Spider-Man was all along. So anyway, we got to move faster because I am talking too much. They examine this dead alien space jockey guy, and then he's like, hey, there's a hole in the floor. I'm on a planetoid with a crashed ship. Found a dead body with a hole exploded from the inside of his chest.
That's not
There's
good.
a little hole in the floor. I can't see the bottom. What say I get a rope and head down? You two stay up here. I'm going to go see what's down here.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out.
None of this makes sense.
All by myself.
None of this makes sense to me.
You got to stay together, man.
He goes down into a room where the walls are covered in ribs. And not pork baby back ribs, not short ribs, but
what?
Weird alien ribs and spinal columns, things that look like fingers. Just imagine if your house was made out of bones, giant 30-foot long bones.
I thought there was some sweet baby rays in there.
No.
Not a bit.
So there's this like layer of mist and glowing light. And beneath it, he crawls down and there's these eggs. 3-foot tall eggs. And one of them's wiggling and semi-translucent. You can see something squirming in the egg.
Oh.
Now, Jericho, you decided to land on the rocky planet. You decided to go in the scary horseshoe-shaped spaceship. You decided to touch the dead guy with the hole in his chest. Then you decided to crawl down a hole. Then you decided to go through the glowing mist. Then you decided to look at the eggs with weird creatures crawling inside. Then you decided to touch the top of the egg that has like a 4-fold opening. It's very vaginal. The guy that designed all this, Giger, everything looks sexual and weird. All the creatures and the bones and the walls and the parts of the creatures look very penile. The whole thing is very sexual. Like it doesn't directly look like it, but it kind of does. You kind of get
How would you describe that? Penile.
Yes.
Describe it as penile.
It is. I'm just being honest. His designs are off the wall. It's right there, but it's not. It's like there's plausible design. Anyway, after you've done all that, you've crawled down into the egg chamber. You, Jericho, are this guy in the spacesuit. You see the egg jiggling. You can see something inside of it, but it hasn't hatched or opened its flaps yet. Do you?
Flaps open.
Do you, A, touch the egg, B, get the fuck out of there and get back on the spaceship?
I would never go down there in the first.
No, let's just say you did all of that. Let's just say you were that stupid. But maybe at the last moment you're touching this egg, you're like, it might not be friendly what's in this egg.
I think I'm going to put my dick in it. Let's see how that would go. No, I would be the guy who's back in the ship, like listening to the radio. and like fucking they call, hey, help us out. And I'm like, eating a sandwich or something, and I fucking throw it down. All right, hey, what's up, guys? What do you need? Because I'm not going down there. I'm staying
Like
in the comfort and safety of the ship.
Right. CAIN decided to touch this jiggling egg, and it
was
opened.
stupid.
Look at that. Like, you see, it's there. Like, look at the image there. It's shut. And then these 4 juicy flaps open up. All
yeah. What's better than 2 juicy flaps?
Faux. 1, 2, 3,
flaps.
faux.
Let me see those faux flaps.
And
bitch.
this disgusting creature that looks like 2 hands joined at the wrist with a long tail jumps out and jumps on his face.
Yeah. Hello.
Jumps on his helmet.
Open
So
those
they're back on the
flaps.
ship. Like, if this was a Marvel movie written now, like Madam Web, people wrote it, that thing would jump on his face, and then Ripley would look in the camera and go, that's not good.
Hickey. Gross. Gross alien hickey.
Antonius is here. What up, Gabe, Jericho, and Shell? What up, Antonius?
What's up, motherfucker?
And so anyway, CAIN gets an alien on the face. Now look at this. He's in the and Ripley, she's telling him on the radio, the 3 people in the spacesuits, you can't bring him in here. We don't know what he has on him. Does it have germs, disease? Is it going to hurry? Like, you can't, and they argue about it, and they bring him in anyway. So they bring him in. These 2 wear masks. They're looking at this thing on his head. They're taking his vital signs. He's still alive, but he's like comatose.
Yeah, but there's a vagina on his face.
Yeah, this 2-handed flaps are on his face, sticking a probe down his throat. And the probe apparently is putting something in there. They're scanning his body. And they go to cut the fingers, like the fingers are holding his face. It melted through the visor of his mask because it spit acid on him or whatever. Somehow it didn't destroy his face, though. And when they go to cut one of these little fingers, a bunch of acid comes out and burns a hole in the floor. And then people who are outside this medical room, the lady with the short hair, she wants to get in like a fist fight with Ripley, Sigourney Weaver, like, because you didn't want him to come in the ship. That was a big contentious thing. So they start like brawling over this. These people, a couple of them wanted him to come in, and we got to save our friend. And the other one's like, "Are you crazy? What if it's going to kill everyone, or it's some disease, or we don't know what the fuck this thing is?"
It'll be fun.
Heather says, "Don't hurt the alien. It's non-binary." That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
but
let it pick its own gender.
Right. But if you think about it, the concept of non-binary in itself is binary, because you can only be non-binary or binary. So now that's a binary.
Yeah. But when they're non-binary, they look like one of the binaries because they look like a boy. So shouldn't you look like nothing?
Well, then what would you look like?
Nothing.
Like the Invisible Man from 1933 or whatever, just bandages and sunglasses?
I'm not non-binary, but from what I've seen, they always look like little boys. So you look like you're not indistinguishable, as your title would indicate. You're saying, like, you're basically saying, I'm indistinguishable, but I'm going to look just like a boy. They look just like Michael J. Fox. I don't fucking get it.
I never thought about that.
They're crazy.
Because they're saying they don't look like either, but they definitely do look like
They look like a boy. They have short hair, fucking Casio rubber band watch, fucking, they take their little hormones so they have facial hair, that chin beard shit that D&D playing nerds can only grow. Like, if you stop taking those Flintstones vitamins, you'd fucking revert back to a female. That shit's weird. But they always look like a dude. Freak.
Captain Haruno saw the brand new Alien TV show that was on out last month. I didn't bother with it. Did you see they were cutting off a face hugger in Alien Earth, but didn't stop when it started, bleeding acid, melting the person's neck until they cut the entire tail off? No, I didn't see that show. The people that I like and respect with media reviews said it was awful, that show. So I didn't bother. Plus, I don't have Disney or Hulu or wherever the hell they put that show. I don't give money to those people. So
awful.
Anyway, they try to cut its finger off to pull this thing off its head, their friend's head, but it bleeds acid. Fighting in the hallway, but then they go down a flight of stairs. They go down like 3 levels in the ship, and they see that this acid has burned through the ship, like 3 levels down. It's not good. Right. So let's see. I have my notes here just to make sure, because I've only seen this movie once. Let me check my notes. So then Ripley's checking on Parker and Brett in the repair room. You know how the repair's coming. Like, hey, we'll have it done soon, but not yet. We're not ready to go yet. Let's see. And then the science guy, he's wanting to examine everything. They're mad at him for breaking quarantine. because they're supposed to quarantine everything with the alien and the patient guy. Then Dallas and Ripley go back. She's mad at the science guy. Is always like, hey, go explore. Hey, get the alien. Hey, you know, like, oh, you got the alien. Let's look at it. Let's let him in the ship. Let's try and fix it. Like, he's like, what the hell, dude? You're trying to get everyone killed? Like, what's your damn problem here? You know, but he's like, oh, I love science or whatever. He's like that guy. Like, oh.
Yeah.
And so they go back into the sick bay, and CAIN is there. He doesn't have a face hugger on him anymore. And then the face hugger is dead and dried up, and it was like up in the ceiling in this panel, and it falls out, and it almost lands on Ripley. It's one of the 3 or 4 jump scares in this movie. So, so that's where we are now. So now CAIN, he's still comatose, but this thing got off his face. So whatever it was doing to his mouth, it's done doing it.
Oh, you know what it was doing to his mouth.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so then CAIN wakes up. You know, they're like, CAIN, my boy, how are you doing?
My butt hurt.
And he's like, oh, fit as a fiddle. That was crazy, huh? When I touched that alien egg, who could have seen that coming?
That was crazy.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
So, he's like, who wants lunch? And this is a famous scene. I'm sure you've all seen it. They're having lunch, they're talking, they're laughing. But they've recreated this scene in so many movies. In Spaceballs, I think in many movies have The Simpsons. Everybody has done this scene. So they're having lunch, and they're talking about going back into hypersleep and going back to Earth. They're all going to get paid. Whew, good thing that alien's dead. Good thing CAIN is all right. And then CAIN's like, and then you get the whole thing with the shirt. You know what I mean? And then Yaphet Kotto Parker's like, they think he's having a seizure. So he's sticking like a piece of plastic or I can't tell, something in his mouth so he won't bite down too hard. Because I guess
tongue depressor. Right.
When people have a seizure, I guess they can hurt themselves if their mouth is clamping down too hard. Or when I was little, someone told me you could choke on your own tongue, but I never understood how that would work because your tongue is attached to your jaw.
But it's long enough if it like flops back and blocks your airway.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, I guess if the muscle contractions are hard enough for something spasming, something very bad can happen in your mouth. I don't know what it is. But when you're having a seizure, apparently something horrible can happen in your mouth. So they're sticking stuff in his mouth. But it's not that. He starts retching and screaming, and his chest is and there's a little bit of blood, and then boom! This very penile alien comes out of him.
So penile?
So, yeah. And it's like, and they're like, you know, they get into an attack stance. I think it's Parker or Dallas is like, I'm going to kill this thing. But then the little science guy, Ash, is like, no, don't kill it. And then it runs off the table and runs away into the ship.
Stupid ass.
Stupid Ash.
Like, well, now I got to kill you.
Ash reminds me of the liberals that want to let like violent criminals into your country. Like,
it's
no.
Fault, bro.
They have a human right to come here and assault everyone. Let the alien in. You know, the alien comes from a poor, underprivileged planet, Jericho. They should change the name of this movie to Illegal Alien, and then Trump stops the alien from getting on the ship. But then a Democrat Biden appointed judge rules that Trump has to let the alien into the ship.
It actually disproportionately affects the aliens, so like they need more help. You're the mayor of Portland saying that, you know, black and brown people are disproportionately put in jail more than others. He wants to understand them. Like, where did they come from? How did they get here? You know, punishment, jail time is not always the answer. We need to understand how they got here. And I'm like, that's awesome. Let them fucking rob you then, you idiot. You dumb ass. So next time somebody's breaking into your shit or they commit a crime, don't think, oh, I'm gonna call the police and get them punished. No, think about, how did they get here?
I don't know. Let's just be nice, Chico. Let's be
nice to everybody. It's not his fault.
To everyone always. Now,
always.
Okay, so we got this horrible alien, and by the way, he is an illegal alien. He has no permission to be on this ship.
Report his ass.
See, liberals would tell you this is an undocumented alien. I'm saying he's an illegal alien.
He's a dreamer.
He's a dreamer.
He's a dreamer alien.
We're gonna bring in a guest really quick to talk to us about this illegal alien, because he found out I was doing the show tonight about this movie, and he doesn't like this movie, and he doesn't like me because I said I didn't like him when I was a kid, and I stand by it. But we're going to do a quick little rebuttal here. He's going to, well, I'll bring him on. E.T. the extraterrestrial, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
First of all, I don't like you. You don't like me, but we're going to keep it professional. Can we agree to that?
That's fine, Gabe.
Okay. Could you put your finger down? That's distracting.
It's stuck. I can only put it one other place.
Okay, keep it out. Just keep your finger out. I prefer that.
Okay.
So, I saw your Blockbuster movie when I was 10. There's very inappropriate language for fifth graders, by the way. The one brother yells at the other brother and calls him penis breath in that movie. You have to know
one of them also says shit.
Yeah, not okay. Not okay. Regardless, you're here. There's a lot of controversy. It's in the zeitgeist right now. A lot of politics going on about open borders, aliens, illegal aliens. And I want, I don't want the xenomorphs, the face huggers. And that's not a slur. Face hugger is the real term for them. I don't want them in my country. I don't want them on my spaceship. And, you say that's racist and it's bigoted. And, hey, you want them to live on LV-249? Like it's a rocky planet. It's dark. There's storms. Earth is nice. They should come to Earth. And I'm trying to tell you, we can't get along with them. They attach to faces and plant embryos and pop out of people's chests. You can't defend this.
I don't want to defend. I want to join. Because if they are covering your face, you can't see me stick my glowing finger up your ass.
I warned you before we came on the air not to talk about that.
That's what I do.
Let me ask you about that finger. While it's in the air, what is it really for? And just I don't know what your species is called. You're just ETs. We'll just go with that. Do they all have? Is it just the men, the women? Do other fingers glow? Do other body parts glow? What is it for? Is it
well, only the male aliens have glowing fingers. Some are like this. Some are like this. And very rarely you'll have some like this.
Okay. And is it like a functional thing, or is it just some tertiary evolution that doesn't really serve a purpose? Or
it's strictly for sticking up people's ass. And it glows because it's moving so quickly that the tip of my finger glows hotter than the surface of the sun.
Now, why is your chest glowing? That's another thing that always confused me.
Because it heats the finger to go up somebody's ass.
Okay, all right. There's a lot I don't understand about you. But do you see my point about hey, maybe if these aliens are interested in killing all the humans and impregnating their faces, we probably shouldn't live on the same planet. Can you appreciate that?
Tomato.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything you want to tell the audience before you head back to your planet?
Well, as you can see, I will take my glowing finger and stick it in there. You stick your finger in here.
No, we're not doing that. We already talked about that. That's never going to happen, E.T.
It doesn't have to be a finger.
Okay. All right. E.T., everyone. E.T., go home. There he goes.
Dick, what a pervert.
Back to his final. What a fucking weirdo.
What a pervert.
Oh.
But I mean, hey, that finger's got to do something. He's not just going to stand there and look at it. So
yeah, I thought he would have made a better argument. He's an advocate for extraterrestrial rights or whatever the hell he was talking about. He did a land acknowledgement the first time I met him. It was a planet acknowledgement.
Oh, that's weak. I hate those.
Yeah, we're standing on a
so stupid.
Standing on a stolen planet. Oh, dude, just say it. Dude.
We're on stolen land, man. Hey, then give it back. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that, but I'll just say we're here.
Anyway, alien busts out of Kane's chest. A little science guy says, "No, don't kill it," and it runs off into the ventilation. I don't know where this thing ran into, but now nobody can sleep because who the hell knows where this thing went. So then they do a burial at sea. They launch Kane out of this port, he's wrapped up like a mummy.
See ya.
Dallas is like, anybody have anything to say? Nobody says anything. Everyone's disturbed. This is morbid, but I'm going to ask you. I don't see how it would have happened, but there's thousands of people on your ship. Did anyone get buried at
There were
sea?
not thousands. There were 700 people on the ship.
Oh, I thought it was 7,000, like an aircraft carrier or something like that.
No.
Oh, well, if it's 700, then probably nobody died when you're on the ship. But if
Well,
you just have
no one's
a big,
going to die on an aircraft carrier.
if you have a
either.
big
There's
enough
more
number
people.
of people, eventually someone could die just from the law of like
This
average.
isn't the 1700s. It's a highly advanced
You mean you guys
military
weren't getting
vessel.
scurvy?
No, yeah, no one's getting rickets and shit. We had plenty of fruit. Nobody got fucking rickets.
You guys had a bucket of limes that you would suck on every morning?
Just in case. No, we were good. But we did do a burial at sea for somebody who was former Navy.
Okay,
That was
that's
pretty
all I
cool.
was going to ask is if you'd ever seen a burial at sea. If you
So I
bury
was
someone
part of the ceremony.
oh, wow. Okay.
Mhm.
So they bury CAIN at space. They launch his corpse
Later.
out into the void, which is crazy to think about. That's something else.
That just floats out there forever? Does
I
it
guess.
freeze?
I don't know what would happen. Would there,
Mhm.
like, if it was near a sun or a star, would the radiation destroy it over time? I don't know what would happen. I suppose it would just float frozen for ages.
Forever. I don't know. So something ate it. I don't fucking
Wow.
know.
Anyway, Dallas, he's the captain. He's there on the left. He's like, all right, guys, this thing's on the loose. It is only like, 8 inches, but it's a grower,
Not a shower. Hello.
Oh, my goodness. It could grow is what I mean.
I mean,
It's-
yeah, if it grows, fuck it. It could be as
Yeah.
small as you want. If that thing grows into a fucking
Yeah.
lap hog, who cares?
I mean, it busted out of a guy's chest. So it's pretty
Yeah.
powerful already.
Pretty good.
Even at
That's
8
some-
inches, it's pretty
That's
powerful.
some girth.
Yeah. So he's like, here's what we're going to do. Makeshift weapons. They make some weapons like some flamethrowers. And they someone rigs together like a motion detector, that's going to use, I don't know, radio. I don't know how it works. They explain it really briefly, but I don't care. But there's like a motion detector with a tiny little screen on it with like dots. So if something is moving around and disturbing the air pressure or the temperature of the light, then it creates dots like deep, deep, deep things moving around. That's great for tension. So like, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to hunt this thing down. We're going to find it. And yeah, we're going to split up. So Brett and Parker, they're still working on fixing everything. And Ripley's talking to them about, you got to fix this and that. We got to get the hell out of it. She's the warrant officer. Jericho, what exactly is a warrant officer?
A warrant officer is like halfway between an officer and an enlisted person.
Okay.
They usually they start as an enlisted and they work their way up through the ranks. And a warrant officer is kind of like your first step into the officer's world where you can be saluted and all that kind of stuff. But it's more of the blue collar officer, closer to being enlisted than officers, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, so she's the warrant officer, and her and Brett and Parker, the two mechanics, and her, Ellen Ripley, they go down into the supply mechanic-y stuff, and they build some makeshift flamethrowers for the hunt. They're going to hunt this thing down and burn the shit out of it.
Sounds good to me.
Right, and then the crew's going to split up like an episode of Scooby-Doo and look for this thing. And it isn't great. She's going to go find the cat, Jones. That's this orange like calico or something they have. She wants to find the cat. These two are going the other way, Parker and Brett. They're going to go look for something somewhere else. And Brett gets all by himself. He thinks he found the cat. He did, but he also found this horrible face. I know the picture isn't clear, but
it's not a kitty.
He finds the alien, and the alien finds his guts and kills him.
Damn it.
And there's a picture of him like getting tackled. You can kind of see the spinal cord like tail of the alien. He kills poor Brett. So Brett is the second one, and you'll notice the alien is now like 7-8 feet tall. So in a matter of hours, probably this thing has grown gigantic. It's huge. It's a big old thing. So and then so they're back having another meeting. What the hell are we gonna do? We gotta hunt this thing down. Dallas goes back into Mother because that's the main AI computer that's controlling the whole mission. What do we do? And he's kind of asking it about that, and he learns that the company that they work for, the mining company, prioritizes this alien's survival over the crew. The company knew about the alien? What?
Bitch.
What? That isn't good. but he can't get it to really answer everything he wants to know. This AI, it won't tell him everything. He's kind of locked out of knowing everything he wants to know. So he's like, I'm the captain. I'm the boss applesauce. He gets a flamethrower and a big flashlight, and he goes down in the tunnels and the air vents and all that to go and find the alien. And Ripley and the other girl, what the hell's her name? Lambert, the girl with the short blonde hair, they're monitoring as a science boy. He's monitoring too. And this is that little beep, 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 and the dots are getting closer and closer and closer. And poor old Dallas, he gets got. And this is one of the big jump scares. He has the light, and when he turns around, the alien's like in a corner, but it's so silly what it does. Jericho, the alien does what you do to people when you go, boo, and it like sticks its hands out, but it doesn't. It goes like boo at like it doesn't say boo. That'd be crazy. But,
That would be
hilarious though. So that is not good. So now Dallas is dead. Brett is dead. CAIN is dead. So we've got Parker, Lambert, Ellen, Ripley, and Ash. I think that's all we have left. And the gato Jonesy. Ellen Ripley goes into Mother, and she finds out priority 1, ensure return of organism for analysis. All other considerations secondary. Crew expendable.
No.
Now, the main person who has all the access and has been talking to the AI Mother has been Ash. The little Weasley science man is like, yeah, go explore. Yeah, go explore the spaceship. Yeah, go touch the eggs. Yeah, we shouldn't kill it. Like, is he in on this? Well, we're about to find out. So she confronts him, and it gets violent. He tries to kill her. He's strong as an ox. For a guy that looks like a little pudgy science guy, he's throwing her around like a rag doll. She's like, well, I'm going to go tell everyone. She starts heading down the tunnel, and he locks the fucking door. He won't let her out. Like, no, you're not going to tell anyone shit about fuck. You're not saying anything.
Bitch.
And he's and see, if this were written nowadays, she'd kick his ass because she's a girl boss. They keep
she would go over and she'd lock the door.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna kick your ass, buddy.
Right. But he has his way. He beats the crap out of her, throws her down, basically incapacitates her, and he rolls up a magazine and shoves it in her mouth. Like he's trying to like gag her with it. But then Parker rolls up, and Parker is, look at him. He's young. He's probably in his late 20s or his early 30s. He's muscular. He's a mechanic, and he can't get this guy's like arm off of her. Like this short little pudgy science guy is super powered. And when I got these photos last night, I was looking at them. I'm like, oh, I have to edit this because right there where I blurred it, there was like 4 Playboy magazine posters on the wall. So like, oops, can't throw that up on YouTube. But yeah, he's trying to peel this little jerk's arm off, and he can't do it. And let's see, where am I?
That murderous rage will get you. It's hard to stop.
Right. Well, whack. And you see all that white juice coming out of Ash's mouth?
Yeah.
That's mechanical oil. He gets his head knocked off. He is not a human. He's an android who apparently loves pancake batter. He's filled with
bukakis.
He's filled with whole cream. Let's just say that. It must be the oil. Like there's
heavy whipping cream.
Yeah, it's heavy whipping cream. And so Parker saves Ripley, knocks this robot's head off, and then they plug the robot's head back in and talk to it. And it's like, hey, I'm just doing my job, and you know what? You're gonna hunt this thing down and kill it. I wish you luck. But it was against my orders. I was supposed to bring it back no matter what happened. So, he's full of spaghetti and cream sauce, it looks like. Pretty bad.
Not a bad mixture, though.
But I like this. After he's like, I wish you guys luck, Parker's like, yeah, well, I don't wish you luck. And then he, like, torches him with the homemade flamethrower. So that's kind of cool. So then they're like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're on this giant skyscraper-sized mining spaceship, the Nostromo, but it has some escape pods, some like little ships we can get away in, take us back to Earth. We're going to blow up our entire ship with the self-destruct sequence, kill the alien. By doing that, we're all going to escape on the ship. Parker, you and Lambert, you go down and get some, I don't know what they're going to go. They have to get some supplies for the ship. What does she tell them to get? Let's see. She just tells them to get a supply. Oh, coolant canisters. That's right. So they have to go down, Lambert and Parker, into a scary, like, locker, like a big hangar and get supplies. While Ripley is upstairs and she's going to turn on the self-destruct, and she has to find that cat, Jones, and get him the hell out of here too, because she loves the cat. Down in the maintenance area, the big hangar where they're getting all this coolant, all these giant canisters they're trying to collect, Parker and Lambert, it's quiet, a little too quiet. And they end up seeing something they don't want to see. And it's, the mouth again. The alien, if you haven't seen it, and it's very hard to get good pictures of it from this movie, they barely show the alien in this movie, which is great. It makes it scarier. But it has a second mouth that comes out of the first mouth. You know what I mean? That
a mouth and a mouth?
Yeah. So it's a little mouth that like has a long neck, a long shaft with a mouth at the end of it. And that little mouth will punch through your ribs or punch through your head, and it'll, bite you. And then the big mouth will really bite you. So the alien kills Parker and Lambert in the storage bay. So now it's Ellen Ripley and a cat. So she turns on this self-destruct. It's got 10 minutes. And if you haven't seen this movie, do yourself a favor and watch it, because this movie is thrilling. But this part here where she has a flamethrower, a box with a cat in it, and she's trying to get through these hallways to get to the escape pod and avoid the alien, is some of the best filmmaking I've ever seen in my life for thrills. You know those orange like emergency lights, the klaxon that go, in circles, and then that and then the ship is like breaking down. It's going to blow up, so there's like steam everywhere. But then, have you ever been to like a haunted house or a dance club, and there's like that strobe light that makes everything look like it's in slow motion? For whatever reason, that light you see on her in this image is doing that. The light's just going and going. So the combination of the orange klaxon, the steam, the alarm bell ringing, and the strobe light, and her just like against the wall with the cat, and she's like so scared because she doesn't want this thing to see her. And it's so tense. It's so good. If you want to put anxiety on film, this is pure anxiety. It's so well done. Again, not scary at all, this movie, but it couldn't be more tense. It's different than scary. Scary is just, horrifying. This is like, oh my gosh. But the environment, the noise, the smoke, the light, I can't do it justice the way I'm describing it. I was blown away when I saw it last week. As a writer, as an artist, I aspire to make something like that. That it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, very intense.
Yeah, she sets the alarm. She almost gets to the escape. She sets the self-destruct bomb. She almost gets to the escape ship, but the alien is right around the corner there. So then she backtracks. She tries to turn off the self-destruct. She's like, I need a little more time. Let's see. Let me check my notes here. The alien blocks her path to the shuttle, and she retreats temporarily. And then she's able to finally get past the alien. And it's scary, man. And the camera angles and her running and the blowtorch and the hallways and there's a little bit of like a fisheye effect. And it's really dark. So you just see like the light of her flamethrower or some of the emergency lights are lighting up the tubes and the pipes in the ship. You can't really see in the dark. The great Hollywood writer, rest in peace, Blake Snyder, he wrote the amazing book for screenwriters and writers everywhere called Save the Cat, where he tells you how to write the 3-act hero's journey in the most simple, straightforward terms to write the Hollywood blockbuster. And I use the Save the Cat model for all of the comic books that I write. I use that. He talks about this genre of a thriller horror movie is called A Monster in the House. It's a horror movie where the people are trapped in a house and there's a monster going around getting everyone. So this trapped in a spaceship and there's a monster going around getting everyone. And the tension in this final scene where she has to get to the escape pod is so good. Hitchcock will be proud. This is so tense. So she gets in there. The ship starts blowing up. She buckles up. She's like setting everything. She has to make the ship has to take off from the big mothership. She has to get away because it's going to blow up a giant nuclear explosion. That's the little ship, that white ship there. It's, 1/100th of the size of the mining vessel. She gets away, and from a distance, she watches the ship blow up. All her friends are dead. She made it out. She got the cat. She's going to go to sleep and wake up in a year and be back on Earth. I thought this was a very funny image right here.
Yeah, damn, girl.
She's like,
Close that fucking hole under your nose.
So her and Jonesy, they made it. They're alive. She gets in her undies, too. And she's going to get in that little sleep pod, blah, 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 put the cat in there. And she notices in the pipes behind her, the alien is in that big curve on the right. It's the head of the alien. It's in there, but it's like it doesn't attack her. I don't know if it's like cocooning up or it's going to metamorphose to some other life stage that these aliens go through. It's not explained in the movie. But the alien sees her, she sees it, and then she scurries back into a closet and gets in like she hides in a closet in this small ship and gets in like a spacesuit to like really hide herself. But for whatever reason, it didn't attack her, and they never really explain it. So you just kind of have to make up in your own head. I don't know. Maybe it was going to sleep for a long journey. I don't know. She gets in the suit and she opens the airlock, and the alien flies out. She shoots it with a harpoon gun. It tries to attack her. It flies out into space. She doesn't get sucked out. She has a suit on. The cat is safe in the hypersleep thing, so he doesn't fly out either. Can you imagine, Jericho? You try to launch the alien in space. You make sure you're secure, but you forget to put the cat away. The cat just flies into space.
I'm forgetting something.
It's like, yo, Mr. Muffins, no.
Oh, Mr. Wiggles. Yeah, he's gone. It'll be quick, though. It should be pretty much instantaneous. So,
and the alien grabs onto the ship, but unfortunately for the alien, he grabs right in front of one of the rocket boosters. So she puts the pedal to the metal, and the flame coming out of the rocket booster, the back of the engine, just annihilates this guy. He's toast. And then she has this look on her face. Look at her eyes. They're kind of going left and right. They're like, look at that. She's like very
I made my wife look like that before.
I've done, not your wife, but I've done the same, but not, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then she goes to hypersleep, and that is the end of Alien. So what did you think now that you've seen it, Jericho?
Now that I've seen it, no, it's a great movie. I would probably say I like the second one better, maybe because I've actually seen it, but the second one's pretty good. I think this could be one of the few movies where the sequel was as good, if not maybe better than the first. But the first is the first, you know, and this was a lot of first, seeing these technological advances and the way it was filmed. So you can't fuck with that. But I think it was a great movie.
Yeah, I think they're both equally great for very different reasons. They are very different movies. I watched the director's cut. None of the Meiser says there are deleted scenes where Tom Skerritt, that's Captain Dallas, is cocooned and covered in maggots. I saw that scene in this movie. I didn't get a photo of it. But when she's trying to escape at the very end there, and all the lights and the smoke and the craziness is going on, she like comes around a corner with the flamethrower. She lights up the room with her flame. It's orange. And Dallas is in the wall with like goo and like how a spider would put someone, because that's what the aliens do. They don't kill some, they capture them and then implant the eggs in them, and then more aliens come out of their chest. So they kind of harvest them. They use the people like, you know, farm animal or crops. So she comes around and sees him like all gross and covered in goop. And in the second movie, there's that horrible scene where they find the people on the wall, and the person on the wall is like, kill me, you know, before the alien can come out. And but don't kill me. But yeah, I did see the deleted scenes because I watched the director's cut on Amazon Prime. Let's see. But they're very different movies, because the second one feels like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Rambo. It feels like an action movie, the second one. The first one is a thriller, maybe a horror movie, but a thriller. The first one is very cerebral, very deep, very much I mean, all those characters have deep personalities, motivations, longing, you know, peccadillos. They have real personalities. Whereas in the second Alien movie, the Vasquez, those people, they're very paper thin compared to these characters. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Vasquez, the tough chick with the big gun. That's it. Parker, Brett, Cain, these people, they're much deeper. It's a much better character study. But it's not a criticism of the second movie. The second movie wasn't trying to be that. Because it's like the characters in Predator. They're kind of thin, but they don't need to be deep. They don't need to be philosophized. Hey, I ain't got time to bleed. He doesn't need to go on about his childhood and this and that and all that stuff. So it wouldn't have made sense if in Aliens, the second one, they were as deep as this one. But definitely watch it. Definitely don't watch it with your kids. But you'll love it. And that final 10 minutes of the self-destruct spaceship confrontation with the alien, oh, that is cinema, dude. That is so good. That's so good.
Yeah, great movie. And these movies back then, you know, the really high quality ones like this, And no movie had the technological advances that we have now. So you really had to rely on that practical stuff and maybe a little more imagination to make it look as real as possible. Maybe lean a little harder on the props guys and the makeup to really get their A game, because this shit holds up. This is 40 some years old, and same with the other one.
79. This is from 1979. It's 46 years old, this movie.
Mm-hmm. And the second one from 86. Yeah, that's 39 years old, and it holds up, man. These are great movies. Greatness can stand the test of time no matter what.
Right. We'll check one more thing. Share screen, entire screen. The poll of polls: best 80s alien, Xenomorph. That's what we just saw. The Predator, E.T. or Alf. I personally would vote
Alf.
He was from Melmac, and
Melmac, he ate cats.
Now, let me ask you: the aliens in the TV show Alf from Melmac, they like to eat cats. Mm-hmm. Was that a sexual innuendo, that joke? Because as an adult, I'm like, wait a minute.
I don't think so. I think it was
Hollywood cocaine heads making a dirty joke.
No, I think it was just, how taboo, for you to eat a cat. People love cats; they're pets. And Alf, if you got a hold of one, man, he fucked it up.
Yeah,
that was so funny. Melmac.
What would you vote for? Because I would vote for the Predator. I would, and the Xenomorph second to me. Predator.
Easy. Predator, easy.
Yeah.
Xenomorph, yes, of course, after, but Predator's number one.
And then ET would come in 80,000. I hate ET.
ET can fucking fall off.
We'll give it a chance.
Fall off the list.
I hated it when I saw it as a 10-year-old. We'll give it another chance.
You got one more shot, ET, you little ugly fucker.
Yeah. So you got one more shot, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
ET.
She cooked up the story and threw the six of us in the meat grinder.
What did you think of the story there in Alien? Because I wish I didn't know the story. Because the plot twist that Ash, the science officer, is a robot sent from the mining company to make sure these humans, they can live or die, bring this alien back to Earth. Because it's a bioweapon, the alien. That's what it is. It's a weapon to conduct warfare with. What did you like? Do you think that's a good twist? Because I think it's a brilliant twist. I wish I didn't know it before I saw the movie, though.
Yeah, they did rob you of a bit of innocence, if you will. But everything about this movie is great. This is must watch.
Yeah, and now they make woke TV shows you can watch on Hulu called Alien Earth. I think it was a show that was just on last month, and people said it was just stupid woke crap. So awesome. Just dig up the corpse of these old movies and shit on them. It's really nice. So, all right. Well, that is Alien. To continue the spooky month of Halloween next week, should we do Gremlin? I have to say Gremlins. I can't say Gremlin. I know I pronounce it wrong, but I pronounce it wrong like the first 15 years of my life, and I'm stuck with Gremlins. I think it sounds better.
Whatever feels good, man.
Yeah, man. Words are just like words, man.
They don't mean anything. They mean whatever you want them to mean, man.
Should we do Gremlins? Or in honor of me lying to my mom, should we do Gremlins 2?
Gremlins 2.
Okay. We'll do Gremlins 2. Gremlins 2, the movie that got me in big trouble with my mom when I was just a boy.
The movie that still shakes you to your core to this day.
I left the receipt in my pants. My mom does the laundry.
Should have known better.
Got caught. Me and my brother thought we got away with the perfect crime. My brother got caught with a Playboy magazine once. Ooh.
Yeah, so that's so American.
But you know what's so funny about that? I don't want to expose anyone else. My brother wouldn't care if I said he had a Playboy when he was 14 or whatever. But when my mom got the Playboy, he looked at it and it had a mailing address on it. And it was someone we knew. I'll leave it at that. That made things more complicated. So goodness. Gremlins is more. Oh, we could do Gremlins at Christmas. Okay. Let's see. Tell her Gremlins 2 so he gets confused like Jericho. Yeah, Jericho. Now, next week we're going to watch Gremlins 2.
Yeah, send me a picture of the cover of the movie.
Yeah, we're not going to watch Gremlins, the first one.
Well, I think it's your fault. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Okay. Let's look at Antonio says I got caught with the Mervin's ad under my pillow.
Yeah. That's just starting off jerking off right there.
Heather says it was your uncle. It was my uncle's address on the Playboy.
Damn it.
So it was.
Hey, leave that man alone.
Perfect snack to eat while watching Grandma's to guac and I'm not eating guac while I watch Grandma's. It's perverse. Perverse. Oh goodness.
Guacamole and chips.
No, it was my uncle's house. So now I know where my brother stole it from. And my mom called her sister my aunt and yelled at her. Why you got it from your house?
It's like the phone call in Christmas Story where he says,
Right.
Says that his friend said a cuss word, and he hears mom, what? Tearing his ass. Poor kid.
Yeah. Those were the days. The Sears catalog, the Mervin's catalog. Times were thin, man. When we were young, it was thin, slim pickings. You know?
Yeah, man. You don't know all the porn ever made in the palm of your hand. You had to get in where you fit in.
It was a better world. You had to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. It was a better world.
And we did it.
We did it. Look at we're better for it. We're better for it. You know?
Better than you.
Instead of a fire hose of obscenity going into your brain, like now with the internet.
We just had a nice drip like a coffee pot. That's all we had.
Scrounging around like a kinkajou.
Yeah,
we were desert trying to lick one drip of dew off of a cactus.
We weren't steeped in it.
Yeah.
Like you little perverts.
Perverts.
Yeah. Look at the little perverts. Yeah.
I'll never forget that. My brother gets busted, then my mom calls my aunt yelling at her.
It's like, how the fuck did I get pulled into this? It wasn't even my magazine. Poor lady.
Yeah.
So you better call my man. What even mine?
I think Heather sums it up now. The 80s, it was the zenith of entertainment. I'm trying to bring it back. Guys, we had a very successful campaign. EMPYREAN Earth Illuminated. Took about 3 weeks to get all the orders shipped around not just the United States, around the globe. We had international orders. By the way, for those of you that ordered internationally, thank you, because, oh my gosh, international shipping is expensive. And that's not my fault, man. I don't control the USPS yet, but maybe I will someday. But we have it in stock. If you don't have it yet, or you'll get it now, I always deliver. It's outstanding. Jericho will vouch for that.
That's right.
The Unstoppable Tyrus Volume 1 is almost complete. The artwork has been done since August. The colors are the illustrations have been done since August. I finished the word balloons, the lettering. I finished that about 2 weeks ago. The coloring will be done by Thanksgiving. I'm putting that out in January. Dean CAIN All-American LAWMAN. We have limited copies in stock. Go and get one now if you haven't picked it up yet. It'll ship right away. Let's see. No, this one isn't for sale. That was an exclusive for Comic-Con. And the second Dean CAIN is almost halfway drawn. It's going to be up to, it's shorter. I'm making them shorter so I can do them more often. So they're going to be, I think, 69 pages for Dean CAIN 2 and about 75 for the Tyrus number 2. The first Tyrus is 125. And so I want to do shorter ones so I could do one every quarter, I think. Every 3 months I want to put one out. I think I'll do that because waiting a year and a half, it's too long. I want you guys to have stuff to read and stuff to talk about while you're waiting for the next one and for it to just be a few months in between. I think I want to move to that. I don't think I am moving to that model. So we're humming along. I wrote up to page 33 or 34 of the second Tyrus book. So I'm going to be writing probably till Friday or Saturday to finish the second Tyrus book. Then I got to get to work drawing that. So I've got a lot to do. Captain Haruno says, read Truth, Justice, American Way and Dean CAIN All-American Lawman. Oh, I read. Can confirm. Gabe does not miss. Thank you. Yes, I take pride in my writing and in all the artwork I make. I make great stuff because I love doing this. It's a privilege to do it for you guys. Let's see. One more. What was the most interesting place you sent one? I think in Ireland, because some of the addresses are so bizarre that it's not like, 438 Jones Street. That like it'll be like something house, Kearney Place, blah, blah. And I had to go into the AI Grok and I wrote down the address the guy wrote into my web store because the postage software that I used was not accepting the address the way he wrote it. I had to do all this research and look into Google Maps to figure it out because it's very hard the way they write the addresses didn't fit the forms here on the website. It was very strange. I sent one all the way to Poland.
Damn.
And a Dean CAIN book all the way to Poland, and it came back after like 3 months. The guy never picked it up. So they shipped it back across the globe. I emailed him, and he never wrote me back. So,
Well,
guy in Poland, you never got your book, but I sent it. And I emailed you and emailed you and emailed you. So I don't know what happened to this guy. You know, I'm not trying to be morbid, but I did get a book back once, and it said the person who lived there now said that person is deceased.
Damn.
So, I mean, if you have thousands of customers, eventually, you know, someone's going to pass away, right?
Before they died of anticipation.
So, hey, come on, man, be nice. So, yeah, Another Miser says I sent it to LV426 Ireland. So
it's almost there. Don't worry. It's almost
the Dean
there.
Cain Ice comic book. I should do that to just make the liberals' heads explode. I did a drawing of a Dean Cain Ice, and I put one of those together with my buddy. Let me show you. Let's see. Do I have that?
Dean and if Cain. You order one to be sent to China, you will get a dirty commie charge. So
right.
So you know.
Hold on. Let me share this. Yeah, back when he announced what he was doing, I put that together. Dean Cain is the Iceman. So there we go. I thought that was a funny thing to make because it would piss off the communists, you know. Anyway, guys, order my books because you're going to be entertained. That's the number one reason. Not because I need money or support from you or blah, blah, blah. Yes, I want money. I want support. I want to keep doing this forever. But order it so you have some good entertainment. I love that. I love the idea. You know, I was telling my wife, I finished the dialogue for Tyrus #1. I write the story, then we draw the books, we color the books, and then I write the words after the artwork is done. Because I like to look at what we drew and the way we coded and go, it looks like he's really saying this. Because I already know the story because I wrote the story. But when I write the scripts, I write very little dialogue because I don't want to corner myself. Because when you draw it, it's a whole second chance to retell the story to yourself and improve the story. Every time I write it and then draw it and then color it, the story keeps changing and improving and refining and refining. And I told my wife, God, I hope we sell a lot of these Tyrus comics, and not because of the money. Yes, I want the money. I'm not shy about that. But I told her because it's so damn good. It's gorgeous. It looks so good, and it's so well written.
Yeah, man, you can see it.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to send you a preview for you and your boy, like a PDF? I can send you like 20 pages.
Yep.
Okay, I can send you that. Let's share with the audience a little bit. I'm going to show everyone a little bit of Tyrus here. I'll bust open 10 pages. Hold on. Okay. Whoa. That was weird. This is going to be shown to you guys out of context. I don't want to explain the story. There is writing on these pages, though. There are word balloons. But yeah, let's get some of this here. Let's share the screen. Here's a double page spread. Come on. How gorgeous is this, right?
No.
My buddy does layouts for me, and then I do the finished drawing, and then I hired some guys to color it because that takes too long. I don't want to color anymore. I color very little work nowadays. But yeah, this is the Unstoppable Tyrus, and it's not about wrestling. It starts off with that, but this is all about mutant animals, ancient prophecies, superpowers. He starts off with a girlfriend at the beginning of the story, the beautiful Cindy, but we'll see what happens there. But look how great this looks. This is gorgeous, this book. So all those word balloons, that's what I just finished. I just finished doing all those word balloons. So, but I finished drawing this in October. But the beginning of the book, what is this? Mutant animals 12,000 years ago in ancient Atlantis? What does that have to do with anything? I don't know. No, you're going to have to read it to find out. Who are these mutants? Who is this man who's a part goat? Who is this woman with a nice set of cans? Yes, I draw it, so I make the women gorgeous. Yes, that's a rule at my company. You know, Marvel and DC would get their panties in a bunch if a woman had curves. I don't do that.
Gross. That's where the babies come from.
Ew, icky. Oh, you're a pervert, Jericho. You like girls.
You're a pervert. So. If that's what it is, then yes. Thank you.
Oh, Captain Haruna says, not just fun. He's talking about my writing in my books. He says, touching too. He says, that scene with American Way's family, man. That scene, and I'm this is how much this means to me writing this stuff. That's page 47 you're talking about. Come on, guys. I don't even have the book in front of me. I'm telling you, that's page 47, where he's talking to his dad in the backyard. That's what you're talking about, right? That is the emotional climax of that book. That page is the point of that book, the message I put into that page. And everyone that loves Truth, Justice, American Way, which is everyone I've ever talked to, I've never had a bad review on any book I've ever made. Thank God. What a blessing. Everyone has told me that they love what I do. People come to me and tell me about that scene where he meets with his father in the backyard, and they talk about very important things, and it's very important to the plot of the story. And, it's the kind of talk me and Jericho do around here. It's the kind of things we believe in. So thank you. But yeah, that's page 47. I know exactly what page you're talking about. So Heather says she looks kind of like Adrian. What you'll notice for artists is since you're drawing yourself and the people around you for years, your characters will look like you. People that have squinty eyes, they draw characters with squinty eyes. I've noticed that people with big eyes or whatever, they'll draw people with big lips. They'll draw characters with big lips, big chest. Because you're looking in a mirror a lot, learning to draw when you're younger. So you kind of pick up isms from your own physiognomy. So there you go. Let's see. All right. So that is the show tonight. We're going on to Gremlins 2, the new batch. Not Gremlins the first. Gremlins 2, the new batch.
2.
We'll be here Tuesday, October 21st. By that time, the Denver Broncos will be 5-2 and in first place.
Relax.
Hey, Bo Nix is the truth. That defense is historic. Come on. The Jets had -10 passing yards against the Broncos.
They sucked.
9 sacks. The Broncos had 9 sacks.
The team is, but you guys couldn't generate more than 13 points.
Wasn't that terrible? It was London, though. Come on. He's on eating crumpets and fish and chips.
Whoa.
All right, guys. Is there anything you need to promote, Mr. Jericho Green?
Keep your eyes peeled on my YouTube channel. Doing a lot more shorts. Doing a ton of reels on Instagram. Pissing off a lot of people. Lots of laughs.
Yeah, check him out everywhere. JG Talk 2 on Instagram.
That's right.
And he's all over YouTube. He doesn't Twitter much.
I need to do that. I don't know why I don't. I need to set it up to where when I post on one, it posts to all of them.
Yeah, I wish there was a thing for that, but then it wants access to your account, those things that do that. And I don't want
you,
that.
dog.
No, because then it'll sub and unsub you from things that are advantageous to them. And like that stuff's a mess. Yeah. Heather says she misses the lives. Well, you got us live right here, baby. And we're going to try and do them more often. I think we've missed like 2 of the last 4 because Jericho had a thing. And then last week I had a thing. So but we're going to try and put a streak together like we used to in the old days.
Yep.
So yeah, it was just that finishing that first Tyrus and getting that Empyrean shipped out was a big thing.
Yeah,
so,
Heather.
My good friend Tyrus has a new YouTube channel and a new podcast that came out today called Planet Tyrus. Subscribe to that because you may be seeing me on that show from time to time. You might be seeing me, and maybe I would suggest my friend Jericho to him eventually.
What?
So yeah, Planet Tyrus. Go follow it on YouTube. You might eventually see me there making jokes and cracking wise and talking about it. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday, 21st. Gremlins 2, the new batch. Adios, amigos.